Our ancestors built the first city as a beacon of peace on Earth. And it almost was. Until one night, an unseen force plucked it from the very face of the Earth and placed it under unfamiliar stars. It was a bountiful world with no sign of civilization. A world we named Paragon. With no way to return home, we adapted. New governments were built from the seeds of our past, and with them grew new ways of life. But the vices of old still festered. Organized crime bled out from the shadows and took root, preying on the foundation of our new home. But this world had one more surprise in store. A mysterious element in the atmosphere that gave a fraction of the population superhuman abilities. Under the leadership of the city's first hero, the Age of Legends had begun. 300 years later, Paragon thrives under the protection of its champions. And yet, the shadows of the past still linger. When darkness rises, it will fall to the next generation of young heroes to defend the first city.
Hello and welcome to another First City annual episode.
We only do these sometimes.
We only do these sometimes.
Woo!
Annual, almost like definitionally, it means once a year, or rather, once a season. That is right, gang. We are back with another anime filler episode to ring in the end of Volume 2 after this tense, unraveling mystery. So many answers unlocked out of the chest of mysteries. And now we are here to lighten the mood a bit with some character development, just like last time. This episode, in a vacuum, is in a vacuum. Obviously, there will be references, and like character development always, carries over because everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
It is canon with our story, but you don't need to watch this to understand anything that has happened before and anything that is to come in Volume 3 and beyond.
Except Baby's gonna kill Jeremy right now in this episode.
Yeah,
It's
fucking
over.
try it. Fucking try it.
PDP's finest.
These are, as always, in the true spirit of an anime filler episode, pure character development and just like raw, unfiltered fun. So I am extremely excited for it, as I always am for these. Are we ready to jump in?
No.
Oh, all right. well,
I'm
let's
ready
stop it
for
Unlike
some
you,
raw.
I'm not excited. What?
I want that raw, unfiltered, homegrown, pasteurized fun. You know?
Organic.
there. Organic
Grass
fun.
fed.
Yeah. I think that
That's weirdly
Yeah.
apt for today.
I just used a bunch of slang terms, and I think a lot of them are contradictory to how those things are prepared. But moving on.
Well, it has been just a little under a week, maybe 5 or 6 days, since Team Pantheon and the rest of Moonlight Academy's Champions program received their preliminary hero licenses as well as their costumes. And now, as you're kind of settling into the new normal, some of you preparing to leave, to go various places, some of you just trying to adjust to the month vacation that you're about to have before your first real term of hero training begins. But there is an event that you have known on your calendar for a little while. Of course, with everything that's been going on, it hasn't particularly been talked about, at least not, out in the open a bunch in the things that we've seen on this show. But those of you who are good friends with Monarch know that it is about to be her birthday.
So many birthdays this season. Wow.
And as the events of Volume 2, genuinely, everything with Veritas and all of that, the vote, all of that is winding down and settling into a new normal, you guys all received your official invitations for an event that you've only really just loosely talked about so far. And the invitations are seemingly handmade. They're an actual like paper sort of cardboard card. And they are tied with these glittering orange ribbons that are sealed with this paper mache butterfly. And inside these invitations are individualized messages for each of you from Monarch and her parents, the Blakes, that have essentially a barcode or maybe a QR code for a ticket to Gonberry Farms.
I feel like the Monarch letter is like, come to my birthday party. And the letter from her parents is like, no drugs, no violence, and you stay inside the park.
Those of you who grew up in the city would know. So really, I guess
Really
just Silhouette and BB. BB would know about Gonberry Farms.
She's never been, but she'd know about it.
Yeah, because it is Paragon's, not just First Cities, but Paragon's first theme park that was built. And it is structured around an actual farm. That's what it started as, legitimately just a farm, where these delicious berries called gonberries, which are native to Paragon and really not particularly comparable to anything that grew on Earth. They're one of those rare, like, special treats that are unique to this planet. You maybe can find points of reference. You can say, you know, maybe it's raspberry-like or blueberry-like or whatever, but it doesn't taste exactly like any of those.
Some blueberry, some blackberry, raspberry situation.
Yeah. And those of you, specifically Haramon, who are, you know, much more familiar with your Earth history and lore, yeah, you know, you have more of that reference point of there are some things in, like, on Paragon that are truly unique to Paragon. We don't necessarily have that same point of reference, or, you know, it's not been genetically engineered to be something from Earth that isn't here, and it's not particularly similar to anything else. So that's why they called it a Gonberry or a Paragon berry, because it is the most unique fruit that there is on this planet. Are you laughing at the most unique fruit?
No, I'm laughing. I just didn't put together Paragon berry. Like, I just thought you just chose the suffix "gon" or something as, yeah.
Nope. It's for Paragon.
That's excellent.
I thought you were just a big Hunter x Hunter fan, so.
That as well.
On recommendations, I've been considering it, but that's a whole other thing. So this is the information, and BB and Silhouette might have informed the others of this, anyone who doesn't know, when you got your invitations, or even when it was first discussed, of like Monarch telling you, I want to have my birthday party there. And the closer you've gotten to the actual day and you've got your actual invitations in hand, you know that they are presently having a seasonal event over summer that is the Gonberry Festival. You know that, you know, different times of the year they have different events. And Halloween, there's like a scary thing that they do where there are like haunted mazes and character actors as monsters that you can go to at night. You know, there are different, you know, seasonal events, but right now it is the Gonberry Festival, which is all about eating all of these different recipes and like theme park foods that are highlighting the various ways that you can use a Gonberry. And Monarch is all over that, super, super excited about it. And now I think we're going to pick up on the morning that you guys are set to leave. And I guess I can leave it up to you guys. We can either pick up that morning as you guys are getting ready, because there is something kind of unique, the final point of specifics as to this event planned by Monarch and her parents. Or we can pick up when you guys arrive at the transportation that is going to bring you there. Because there are two things that you should know before you decide, right?
Yeah.
The first thing is the entire Champions program has been invited to this event.
Jesus Christ.
Because the entire park has been rented out by the Blakes for Moonlight Academy for the day.
Rich people.
When they're rich.
Yeah, for real. We have so many rich friends.
The foremost
For real.
superhero costume designers and fashion designers on the planet. Yeah. So they have rented it out. But as a part of that, this is the part that I think in the early conversations that you were having with Monarch, there wasn't really time to discuss, like, how is this going to work? But now that you've had time to muse on it, the answer has come. And the answer is, in renting out the entire park, there's been some NDA action with the workers of the park, because you guys are still meant to be protecting your identities. It is explicitly rented out for the Champions program of Moonlight Academy. Monarch explicitly told you with a huge grin on her face that this is a costume party. And by costume party, she meant specifically your hero costume.
Oh my god.
And she is so excited about the hero costumes. Why wouldn't she be, right? That's her family business.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a degree in fashion design. It's what she does.
That's lore I don't think we knew.
It's not,
Wow.
but it's stuff you know as her friend. So she specifically requested that you all come in your hero costumes. In fact, it's required because, you know, it's not like you could replace all of the workers. You need people who know how the theme park works. So in order for it to be rented out by the entire school, for it to not be conspicuous, you have to be in your hero identities.
We need a legion of well-trained teenagers to run this park.
Yeah. But you know, they couldn't get just like a bunch of like random people who know your secret identities
sure,
and
yeah.
also happen to know how to run all the rides and like, but you know, so
It just struck me that like these often theme parks are run by like teenagers. It's just teenagers hanging out with teenagers. And also I'm glad they signed the NDAs.
So would
I
you
bet
guys?
they're getting paid fat stacks for this.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, this is OT as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys prefer to start with a glimpse of how you guys are like getting ready at the beginning of the day, or do you want to jump to when you guys are arriving at your transportation? Because transportation has been arranged. Getting ready?
Yeah,
Ready.
I have an idea.
Okay. So where do we find you
start that
guys
out.
in the morning?
I think we start with like seeing BB's head in the fridge looking around, and then the door closes, and as we see her stand up, we see that she's in a full like classic robbers jumpsuit, like with the pinstripe black and white, the mask over the eyes, and then like the little cap. She's like, do y'all know if we have any of the Gonberry jam? Because I wanted to kind of like get into the mood this morning before we went.
I think Hermione, you see Hermione, there's like some sort of like floating shelf. And the panel is from like, if like the camera, I guess, or point of view is like against the wall looking out into the room, on the floating shelf, and it's level with a bunch of like many different little vials of like clear to tan liquid inside of each of them. I have to do like the math. 7, 8, 9, around like 12 to 15 of them. And you see Hermione sort of like looking at it, and like discerningly between two specific ones that they've sort of like sectioned off from the others. And when you hear that, Hermione just like backs up and leans out their door frame and goes, yeah, it's bottom door shelf behind the mustard on the right. And then they go back to like staring at these two vials.
You hear outside of Hermione's room, oh, thanks. What is Hermione wearing? Did we hear that?
Hermione is just wearing their hero costume.
Oh, hell yeah.
Their actual hero costume. And I think we see them open each one final time and take a sniff, before settling on one that's just a little bit darker, more towards the orange side, and places it in a little like tissue paper fashioned like sachet, when tied with like white ribbon. And they put that in a bag with like a monarch butterfly on it, before they walk out and join BB in the kitchen area.
You want any toast?
Sure, I'll take some toast.
Jeremy, Silhouette, you want any toast?
I think now you finally see Jeremy emerging from a bathroom because he does not have a full standing mirror in his own room. Trying to put a sling around his body and fit his arm in it, because he doesn't have it, but he doesn't want to bum people out and remind them that. So, shoot. And he'll just walk out and say, sure, I'll take some. And, every day I just fear Monarch more and more.
Why?
Why?
Because, I mean, how expensive is it to rent out an entire theme park for yourself? Like, that's just insane to me. And she terrifies me for having that power.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Baby spread a bunch of bread out on the table and is just kind of looking at you and kind of gestures at your hand. Could you do the honors? It's just a lot of bread to toast.
Oh my god.
He'll make like a little UFO and like it goes around just woo, and toast
Oh
it.
my god. That's so cute.
It's the greatest use of your power ever.
So good. BB takes up a piece of toast and puts some Gonberry jam on it. It's real good. Jeremy, you make the best toast. Oh wait, you're Prometheus now. I forgot.
That's fine. I already had Cinda violated, so go for it.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, 2 out of 5? 4. 2 out of 4 of you don't really have secret identities anymore. That's actually, I guess.
Well, did BB reveal it yet?
That is, I guess, that is one lore question that we do need to, because we are going to revisit this in Volume 3. Just so you know, because this is actually an important plot point. But because it does factor in, we can talk about it here as well. It's been it's been 5-ish days. So has BB/director Asher already made that announcement? Have you already told the public who you are?
I don't think so. I feel like there's so much paperwork and shit that has to get done, and like bureaucracy that has to be worked through, that like I think this is kind of on hold for like until maybe the end of next week, maybe 2 weeks.
Okay, that works out.
Jeremy, what are you wearing? Prometheus, what are you wearing?
He's wearing his hero costume, same as.
Wait, I thought this was just like a costume part. Now we're wearing our hero costumes. Am I going to look like an asshole?
Well, I mean,
when you're not.
This costume is in the same theme as your actual hero costume.
Yeah, I suppose. Ian, what's Silhouette wearing? Oh, sorry.
Silhouette's wearing her hero costume, and as she's eating toast, she's like, I mean, Monarch's whole thing was like the hero costumes. I think that was kind of the thing, is like she wanted to hang out with everybody in the hero costumes. It's like celebrating that too. So you might want to put it on. I mean, it's very possible that you would be the only one not if you don't.
Can I tell? This is genuinely me just misunderstanding the costume aspect of this this annual in real life. But can I tell a really quick story?
Yes.
Super quick. In 8th grade, we had to do mock trials. So we looked at like this. I went to a weird private school that I quickly left for high school. But we it was set in it was like American Revolution-ish thing. I think it was the Boston Massacre that we were putting on trial or something. So the directive was to come to school dressed for the occasion. I took that to mean you dress as if you're from the 18th century and are going to court and are the character that you're going to court as. Everyone else understood it to mean you just dress like a lawyer. So I come to school with a fucking like white doublet on and like slacks and shoes and socks that say "Give me liberty" or "Give me death," and then everyone else was just in suits.
Here's the
So
thing. That's why you're here today now, though.
Yeah.
TLDR,
Formative
BB
moment.
changes.
Yeah, that's genuinely a formative
but
moment.
that's not your
Yeah.
fault, because if you're doing a period like
Oh,
trial,
yeah.
why wouldn't you dress? Not your fault, first of all.
I appreciate that. It's just that has been the key misunderstanding that has haunted me my whole life in every aspect.
Eric, were you a theater kid or?
Well, he's an actor.
He's a theater
Yeah.
adult.
Oh,
Theater. I was trying to find the joke in that, but theater adult is the joke.
oh.
No, but I was never technically in theater. I was on the film side, but still, it was basically the same energy. Anyways, back to the story.
We're getting character development for our actual selves too.
Yeah.
We see a quick montage of BB unzipping the Robert jumpsuit, mask off, bandana on, hat on, suit out the door.
Yep.
So full of toast, you guys head out to the basically like the parking lot. But you notice that there's a particular parking lot, it's like the student lot, that is specific to the Champions program. There are walls that can actually come up and around, and an obscuring field that you can see through, but they can't see into it from the outside. That allows students to come park their cars and like enter and exit the school discreetly, because now you're going to be in hero costumes and you need discreet ways to enter and exit the school. We've touched on this a bit before, but there's
None
a
of us
parking
have
lot element
cars.
to this as well.
Yeah. I just realized that everyone else could probably drive, but none of us would have really
Wait.
gotten the ability to drive.
Wait, hold on.
What,
Roll
yeah.
call of who of us can drive a car vehicle, because it's not me.
I don't think BB would have been taught that.
Jeremy had other shit to deal with.
I think the PDP
Wait.
would have taught you that.
Oh yeah, no, PDP would have.
Oh, wait, that's right.
That makes sense. Never mind. Yeah, so Jeremy and I
So-
probably know how to drive a car. Jeremy and I were probably taught to drive military vehicles.
Maybe like those hover thingamajigs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna text Natasha right now and ask her if Silhouette knows how to drive.
I think
Stay
she
tuned,
does.
audience.
We might
Anyways.
get the answer in volume 3 if she doesn't respond.
So we pull up in a whip, whose whip
Yeah.
it is.
It is worth noting, though, the ability to drive a car doesn't really factor in, because Gonberries are native to Paragon. They don't grow in the first city. So you're going to Symphony, which means you need to fly.
Oh.
No.
And what you see are two sleek gray and black sky buses. You can see that they're currently on repulsors, and they have wheels that can actually come up like in an airplane, and repulsors can actually carry them. You've seen something like this before, but they're almost like tour buses that would take someone from First City to Symphony.
It's literally sky high.
And you're
Holy shit.
there are two of them, and you see that everyone from the Champions program is gathering, even Link, who can actually attend this event because it's a theme park.
Yes.
And you see everyone in their costumes, deciding which bus they're going to get on. And you see Monarch and her parents, both of the Blakes, are actually here as well. And Monarch in her costume, her white, what is the correct word? Unitard.
Yeah.
Her white unitard with the black
She
and
was saying
orange.
unitard?
Yeah, she wears it. She wears a unitard that has a black and orange emblem of a butterfly, but it's very geometric. The shape of the butterfly is actually created by the geometric shapes that are interplaying on her outfit. And she's not
That's rad.
currently lit up, so she doesn't have wings out, and her hair and eyes are not aflame with orange. Her hair is like brown and cascading. Actually, she might even have her hair up in a ponytail right now, because she's like ready for a day out. And she's got a little visor that has Gonberry Farms logo on it. So she's like decked out and ready to go. She's got like a big bag because she's
my
expecting
God.
to buy stuff. She has just merch already. You see that she's purchased a like a souvenir cup. In fact, she probably has a huge bag of souvenir cups.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
And she comes up to you guys as you're approaching the parking lot. She goes, "You made it, great. Look, okay, all right. First thing, right? We had to do a lot of string pulling to make this work because normally, right, you get the souvenir cups are something you have to get when you buy the tickets online, and then you go and you scan your barcode, and then you redeem it, and they give you the souvenir cup at the first place that you go to, you know, get a drink and all that. But actually, I wanted to be able to like give you the souvenir cups going in so we don't have to waste time and all that. So, you know, we actually got one for everybody. So, would you not? Here's your. All right, yeah, look." And she gives you these like clear plastic, or maybe like a better than plastic, because it's the future and maybe we've evolved past plastics. So it's some sort of like,
Biodegradable,
yeah,
plastic-esque.
but it
can
is a
it
little
still
bit
be-
squishy.
Can it still have that kind of translucent thing where
Yes.
there's like little sparkly elements inside
has
that
to
theme
be.
park cups usually have? Yeah.
It has to be, and it has those crinkly straws. But it
Yeah.
also has like a little bucket handle that comes up so you can carry it
Fuck
around like a
yeah.
little lantern. But it has
Smack people in
those,
the face with it.
yeah, but it has that crinkle straw, and it has that thing, that theme park cup thing where there's a hole across from the straw hole, so you can bend the crinkle straw and tuck it into the other hole, so you can carry it around.
Science.
Yeah.
Troubleshooter straw hole.
How hot are her parents? It's not a question of if, it's how hot are they?
Well, I mean, we all know who Monarch looks like in the metaverse of everything.
Can we say on
So-
stream?
I mean, no.
Fair. Okay.
No. Come on.
So, like, imagine that, but parents.
So the way that I described her parents before is her dad has I'm about to list like actors anyway, it doesn't matter. But
LOL.
her dad has the quality of like, if you know the actor Alan Cumming.
Yeah. Oh God! Don't do this to me, Ian.
So he has a very like scarecrow like, very prominent nose, very discerning eyes. He has his hair is like a very tasteful silver, and it's difficult to tell if that's his hair color or not, or if like he dyes it that color. Like he may have just aged into a really nice silver.
Silver fox.
I'm imagining Flute from Spy Kids energy, but daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty warm day. It's like it's a nice day. It's not,
Mhm.
you know, like 90 degrees, but it's in the maybe low to mid 80s. So it's warm. He's not wearing like this big fashionable coat or anything. I think he probably has some sort of long vest on, and he's, you know, he's smiling, but he's a much more reserved character. He's very prim and proper compared to, you've seen his goofy side, but he is very like upright and looking and checking. He's doing a lot of the organizational elements here to the best of his ability. And Monarch's mom, Mrs. Blake, she is a bigger, like broad-shouldered, sturdy woman with similar hair to Monarch, even, I would say. She has that same shade of brown, and she's wearing these big round sunglasses that have little orange hints of butterfly wings coming off to support her daughter.
Wow.
And she is like immaculate makeup 100% of the time. She gives the impression of someone who like you can't imagine sweats. You know what I mean?
I imagine sort of like the makeup discipline of Dolly Parton with like the facial structure of Adele.
Yeah.
What
She has a
description of
very
makeup.
Adele
now.
build. She has a
Yeah.
very Adele build.
Hell yeah. I forgot that we'd met them when we did the outfit consultation, but this really brings it home as to how hot they are.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for having us in the park, and happy birthday, Monarch, and Baby gives her like a little present.
Wow. Oh, I love presents. So I'm gonna put him somewhere. And you see that her dad takes him. I'll take that, darling. We'll put it on the bus with the others. Hello all. Good to see you again.
Oh, it's good that you like presents, because here's another.
I'll take that. She goes, I don't want to open them now, but I'm not going to because we're going to do it at Munch Mountain. But all right, no, it's good. No, it's good. All right, are we about ready to go?
I have a question because my hero costume, not to say that like I'm super special all the time, but I am, was not made by either the Blakes or the rival company, whose name I can't remember, because I kind of
Avery.
Avery. I kind of purged them from my mind because I was like, you're not relevant. Do the Blakes or Monarch herself, do they react at all knowing that
that's a good point.
no one in the first city made this for me?
They're just thrilled about it. They're just looking at it like we could never have made that. You almost actually, you want
to touch it?
This should be the first dice.
It feels
roll.
really cool. What
You should. I want you to make an insight check on her parents.
I'm gonna suss your parents. That's 4 now because I have 4 willpower.
Yeah.
1, 2. It's a middling, exact middling success. It's 2 out of 4.
Okay. You're looking at them and it hits you first like this admiration and wonder, but they're staring at your costume just a little bit too long. And without going fully into it, you get the impression that they're looking at it like, what can we learn from this? We've never made anything like completely like this. And it's not often we get to see different materials. And they're like kind of trying not to. They catch that and they see you looking at them looking. And Mrs. Monarch, she goes, oh, sorry, dear. It's just, the craftsmanship of this is absolutely wonderful. I see why you went with, please don't feel bad that you went with, I don't know who you went with, honestly, but they've done a wonderful job and I don't think we could,
Alia is a wizard and that's all I'll say. Honestly, one of the greatest seamstresses of our age. Yeah.
Oh, well, shut me up, right? I'll bite my tongue and not, ask for your business secrets. Not so early in the friendship, after all.
I give a Monarch a wink, and that was not a wink, first of all.
Monarch very much does go
wink.
like,
that was not a wink.
Monarch is like, well, Mommy, you done? Don't make my friends uncomfortable. But they're not uncomfortable. Come on, it's your birthday, right? She's like, Monarch gets a little closer again. She goes, I hope you don't mind my parents tagging along. It's a little like, but they arranged it and we used to come in when I was little, so they, it's a thing that I could not invite them,
I mean, you did invite the whole champions program, so I feel like your parents are gonna end up blending into the background.
And I'm sure
themselves.
Yeah. And I'm sure that they designed and made a lot of everyone's drip that we're going to see today. So it's essentially watching their creation in action. So I think they just deserve to be here just solely based on that. But also, yes, they're your parents and they paid for everything.
Yeah, there is that. All right then. Pick a bus.
Bus will you be on?
Yeah, what bus are you?
Ooh.
And she points over to the left bus. They're parked side by side. Well, actually, I guess it would make more sense for them to be parked like one in front of the other. So she points to the one in the front.
Jeremy goes there.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we all.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're going with the birthday kid.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so she has to hang around because she's greeting everybody. And once everybody who's scheduled to attend shows up, you get on to the bus and she is there as well. And I think she sits near-ish the rest of Team Prestige, who are all present and thrilled to see you. But you do notice Prestige himself is here on the bus. And as you guys get on the bus, you see that sitting up front is Pantheon. And you're starting to realize that perhaps some teachers were invited as well.
Oh, so when she said
weird
to Pantheon, I go, so when she said she invited everyone, she invited everyone. I see.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna get in your way and embarrass you. You're gonna have fun, and I'm
Hello?
just along for the right. We have to have some chaperones and stuff. I mean, not chaperones, you're all adults, but like, well, you're mostly adults. And Link
So-
goes, he's a little way.
So are you and the teacher just gonna hang out like a little teacher squad?
I mean, we're gonna be doing our own thing. We all have different. We're just there, But you never know. I mean,
The
it's been
Gonberry
kept on the
Festival is for everybody.
exactly,
True.
exactly.
I would know as someone who's definitely lived in this city to know that.
You're not the only ones who need a break. But also, it's worth. I mean, I don't want to bum anybody out, but there's a lot going on, and even though we've kept it on the down low, we didn't advertise to the world why it was shut down for a private event today. It's only going to become known today. Even the workers were only informed today. They had to sign an NDA before, and now
They're going to figure it out.
they know what it's for. So obviously, protect your identities and all that. But, just in case anything gets weird, it would be good to have some adult superheroes you're adults.
No, there is definitely a distinction of like college age adult and actual adult like 30,
I didn't want to say it.
30, 40, like even, more adults, especially in your case, because you're like 5 times that or whatever. So
Yeah, you're so old.
Yeah, you're from like the
Yes.
Stone Age.
old
Yeah, it's
bitch.
Yeah.
Also, don't try to lie to me, Pantheon. I know why you're really here. You're here for the pie eating contest. I see through you.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, can you get sick? Like,
Do you have 9
Not easily.
stomachs within you?
but it would probably take their full supply. So, but yes, it is something I'm looking forward to. I mean, it's the Gonberry Festival. This is the best time. I mean, the Halloween stuff is pretty fun too, but the Gonberry Festival it's where it's at. I mean, for me personally, it appeals to me so much.
You mean
everyone can.
The Gonberry Frat Fields, that Halloween thing?
Yeah. Everyone can eat. Not everyone can do spookies. Get be scaries. So 100% agree.
It's been a few years since I've been. They've changed a lot of things. They've got some new rides and stuff. I'm not sure if the layout is the same, but if you need any help or recommendations, I can give you the secrets. I'm excited to see what they've got now. And you see this glimmer in her eyes of like a person who has really just been under the radar for 25 years, who is now going out and doing something fun. This is the first big like moonlight event. And you've heard of things like this, like from an insider sort of superhero community thing, them doing stuff together. It has that old school comic book, the superheroes hang out together element that you've kind of been waiting for, and this is the first real thing like that, and she is feeling it.
Oh,
Oh. Is Team Fulcrum here? Is that Teatro's team?
Teatro is on Team
Prestige.
Prestige with Monarch.
Oh, Prestige. Okay, I want to say hi to Teatro then.
Yeah, he's there. So a fun thing about this is like, I'm gonna re-describe costumes in Volume 3 as needed, but everyone's in costume today, so everybody here is getting a sneak preview of costumes of characters that we're meeting. So Teatro's costume is a natural evolution of the kinds of stuff that he wears, but it's very much Plague Doctor sort of Raven element. He's got this pointed hood that sort of stretches back to a point and hangs behind his head. He has this long, flowing black leathery vest, and you see that his tattoo is covered. That's kind of an identity thing.
Yeah.
But the main sort of focal point of his outfit is that he has this half mask. The lower half of his face under his nose, so his like mouth and chin and jaw and stuff are out to the public, but he has a very Raven-like kind of half of a plague doctor mask. It comes out to a beak that curves out in front of his face.
I think I'll like sit down next to him and be like, "Hey, Teatro, it's been a minute. How you doing?"
I am doing quite well. I'm interested to see all of the various ways that one can prepare a single ingredient.
Yeah, I mean, they put it in anything, really. Have you met Jeremy yet, like fully? I think y'all will get along.
Yes, we've met briefly before.
Like
Ah.
once, I think. Hi, Teatro.
No, I'm
Hell
happy for the opportunity to compliment you on your costume.
Oh, thank
And
you.
your
You
names.
too.
Aw.
Quite clever, your new name. I much prefer it to Ignis.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird phase. I don't know what I was thinking about back then, but
Probably the fact that you had fire powers.
Yeah.
Something about his natural stoicism with the mask, there is this amplified presence, like the inability to read emotion on him, that didn't need an extra layer. So now he can't help but be a little bit intimidated. It's up to you if you are intimidated by that. I mean, he's not trying to be, but it just
That's my son.
it's just very jarring, I would say.
I think.
I think yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Haramon does that thing where you're on the bus and then you're leaning forward to
Mhm.
the person in front of you on the back rest of the bus seat, in front of you, and they lean forward, and they go, "Now, did you in a million years think that what we were dealing with was as crazy as it turned out to be? Be honest."
Being honest, I imagined certain unlikely scenarios to be even stranger. It is a relief to know, though there are still some holes in the truth. And his eyes just sort of dart around behind the mask at all of you guys, and they linger on Jeremy just a little bit longer. And then he
What did
sort
I
of turns his
do?
head to look straight forward and goes, perhaps a conversation for another day. For now, I would simply like to enjoy the rest. And as Monarch walks by, the last person to get on the bus, she goes to take her seat and she goes, "Oh, well, don't think of it as much of a rest. I mean, it's a warm day and we're going to be walking around quite a bit with full bellies and all that. So, much to do. Everybody, all right? Everybody got their tickets. Everybody got, right?" She's going around checking everybody. She goes, "All right, Champions program. Happy birthday to me. It is very, oh, I'm so happy that you're all here. And it's good to see all your bright colors and your dark colors, eh? Shall we get on with it?" And there's just this like uproar, like high school level field trip uproar on the bus of like, yes. And the doors close and the bus, like the repulsors hum to life, and you begin to fly up through the cloaking field above the parking lot, out, up and out at a diagonal angle. And the chatter of the bus, people talking to each other, talking about their hero costumes, talking about things that they're planning on trying and eating. Some people have pulled up the menu because there's kind of a tasting card thing. So you have to really, if you care enough about it, you have to kind of think about, what do I want to use my tasting card items for? Like, what things on the menu do I want to try the most? And so a lot of people are doing that, talking about the menu and different rides they've been on. As you see outside, the city, like the skyline shrinks away first, and then you see the island that the first city sits on as you begin to cross the water, and then beyond the shores of Symphony.
Everyone sees Haramon's shame of Haramon being like, as we fly.
Jeremy is gonna just lean over. Well, I think Jeremy sits across the aisle from Haramon, but he'll just do the other like on the bus thing where he, leans over the aisle anyways, but he'll just be talking to Harriman and saying things like, "Oh man, we're really high up. Hey, I wonder if there's any spots like around here where just electronics stop working. That'd be crazy if we figured that out." And he-
I'm gonna kill him, Pantheon. I'm gonna kill him.
oh no.
She's just kind of
Oh,
chuckling
boy.
to herself.
I feel like Jeremy is leaning over BB to talk to Harriman, but BB leans over and is like, "Hey, Harriman, let's look at all these food options. Just think about how much we're gonna eat once we're no longer up in the air. What are some of the food options again?"
Macros forgotten, no longer tracked.
So you guys can get creative with this. You can come up with different, food items. There are a lot of different themed areas that we're going to get into. In fact, it might even be easier to have this conversation when we get there and you see the different areas of the park.
Mhm.
We could say that you guys have talked about it, but I really want to like reveal the areas in the moment as we get to them.
I have a question.
Mhm.
From where we are going, do we see? Is the landscape? Is it too far to see like Nova West or like the
that's
jungle of the Titan Wild?
Yeah, those are two distinctly farther away points than you're going.
Okay.
What you notice as you're looking out the window is that you're staying relatively close to the shore. It's not like you don't need to go out to the center of the continent and then turn. You're actually going northwest. I need to get the map, but
We're going west.
you are
Yep, there we
what
go.
you notice
Got
is you are going up toward Starlit Falls.
Oh.
Gonberry Farms is just outside of one of the other most prominent Alma cities, or states rather, that is Starlit Falls. And you can see it beyond. You're not going quite to it, but you're going close enough to it, like just outside it, that you can see these big sprawling mountain ranges with this clear, beautiful water under clear blue skies that fall and roll down into structures that are not unlike the structures of the first city. The actual buildings themselves are these glinting silver skyscrapers with, interconnected tramways, just like back in the city, but it's all built around these mountain ranges and between these waterfalls. And there's a reverence for the water just in the architecture. They're not really interfering with the natural flow of that water. In fact, they're built around it. Like this massive lake with all of these waterfalls feeding into it forms the heart of that entire community. And you can see that because the sunlight is glinting off of that massive pool of a lake, really. But you don't quite get that far. You just see that before you start to descend. And as you step out off the bus with, I would say not green grasses underfoot, but paved parking lot ground. As you step out, you do see just this.
Asphalt.
There normally would be a bunch of cars here, but it is a massive parking lot. But there's no one parked here. You can see beyond that there's an employee lot, and that one's full of cars. But here, there's nothing. And as you all begin to filter out, you notice that there are parking attendants who are walking around who are wearing these brown, almost felt-like in textured vests and collared shirts with name tags pinned onto the vest. Some of them are wearing little cowboy hats, actually.
Yeehaw.
And they're sort of directing everyone around. You see some of the other teams filtering off of the second bus as it lands as well. I think if you're looking out for what teachers are here, I'm happy to tell you what teachers are here.
Yes. Well, what teachers are here, and are there any students not here? I think.
Are there any students not here? I don't think so. I genuinely think everybody should be here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, by the entire champions program, do you mean just our year or the multi-year champions program?
Oh no, the year twos aren't here. No, it's your class.
Okay. Okay, got you.
You definitely see Tonatrus.
Yes.
He is here, which I think might be the most surprising that he's here. Most notably not here, I would say Fortress is not here. She's got too much to do right now. Quickstep is also not here.
Lame.
Fulcrum is, for sure. And beyond that, I already said Prestige and Pantheon. Beyond that, you guys can kind of decide on a case by case if you think any of the others are here, if you want to interact with them. Otherwise, I don't need to explicitly say. It can just be sort of, on
I
a,
like the idea that everyone is here. There are a couple of teachers that we haven't interacted really much or have met, so I don't know if we'll interact with them this time.
Yeah, I'm not going to introduce anybody you haven't seen, even if they are here.
So maybe those ones are not here.
Because we are going to meet them in Volume 3.
Yeah.
We are going to meet the remaining champions teams that you have not met yet, including their squad leaders.
Like Combio's here. I feel
Yeah.
like he would be
Oh,
down.
yeah. Combio, 100%.
Cambio, Diamond Soul.
Who's the one that looks like a fish lady?
Indigo.
Indigo?
Yeah, is she here?
She can be.
She was
I
pretty
know
hot.
what you think. Yep. So once everybody is gathered, you guys start making your way over, down the street a little bit, and you see these, huge structures of this place. One thing that you notice is there is not quite a mountain range, but there are hills sort of around the theme park. And you can smell the berries because there actually is a functioning berry farm. The Gonberry Farm is actually here. It's like behind and around the park, framing it almost in a horseshoe and then going up into the hills where the berries grow.
Are we seeing a mascot on anything?
You are. On a lot of the sort of parking signage, you would see images of the mascot, Barry the Bobcat.
Nice.
Who is
Oh my God. I love that. I love that. Love that.
From what you can tell without knowing, he does have lore and backstory in the canon of Gonberry Farms, but he, from what you can see, is a purple furred what's the word I'm looking for? Anthropomorphic bobcat who wears a cowboy hat.
Do they also have a licensing agreement with what's a good alternative name? Macadamia Nut Comics with Footy the dog, Coachella the bird, and Dickie Green the sad boy.
Yeah, I see no reason why that shouldn't happen. I feel like it kind of makes sense, right? Yeah. Why shouldn't they? So yeah, those characters are present too. From classic like old animation.
Old animation at Fort Footy.
Fort Footy, yeah.
So can we start heading into the park? Like, are we at the gate?
Yeah, so you get up to that front gate, and there is this very almost frontierland element too. There's a lot of like wooden construction, and it reads like a love letter to a very specific old Earth sentiment, but it's not really explicitly meant that way 100%, because there are elements of like modern farming too.
Well, I also imagine like when for lack of better terms, when settling onto Paragon proper, even though First City was blipped into existence and there was all the technology on the First City, that's only a little amount. And a lot of it didn't work because they no longer had access to the electricity needed to make it work, or the power sources to make it work. So I do imagine that a lot of historic places on Paragon proper are made out of wood, because that is probably what was the most available.
Yeah.
So it's not only just like a love letter to Earth, the old Earth aesthetic TM, but it's also just like now it's also the old Paragon aesthetic too.
Yeah, because it is the first It's Paragon's first theme park.
Yeah.
So a lot of the elements are built out of resources from Paragon. And it is meant to embrace that, you know.
Mhm.
It is largely unchanged. There are, you know, new rides. Every theme park changes over generations, and this one's been here for quite a long time now. Like most of the time that humans have been here.
I mean, Pantheon probably went here as a kid, which is a long time ago.
Yeah. And she tells you even like it was built before she was born. So it's over 150 years old.
Damn.
Yeah. It's closer to maybe 200 and it's like maybe 230, 240
God
years.
damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was built like within 50 or 60 years of people getting here.
Jeremy just seeing all that flammable wood just quaking.
I'm sure it's been
Just-
like treated and shit over the years, preserved and stuff.
Fully
And-
flammable.
You do notice that as you're passing by, you know, going through the various like bag checks and all that stuff, there is an element of like the workers are trying to treat you like they would treat anybody else. They're really making an effort, but you do catch those glances every so often of them talking to each other. And then when somebody notices that they're doing that, they stop. You know, they are excited and like this is what's happening today kind of a feeling. I think you get the impression they were told this morning, like
Mhm.
before you arrived. But now they're faced with it and they still have to act like they would always act, you know? And it's harder for some of them than others. And they greet you very happily. And you can even see from outside, there are certain structures that you can see because they're really tall, you know, from outside. There is a particular like huge wooden coaster that every time well, actually, it's not running because no one's in the park yet. So but you do see it. There is a huge coaster.
They could be doing test stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Safety check.
There are
Yeah.
noises there's like music playing and you can smell food and you can hear, you know, just the workings of a theme park going on inside for sure. And there's also, I think, this big tower with Gonberry Farms like text logo on it that is one of those rides where you get in it and then it goes up and then it drops you really fast.
Hate them.
You know, I
Hate them.
also hate those. I'm not a thrill ride person, but that's there. That's one of the things you can see from outside. And you go in, you scan your ticket, and when you scan your ticket, you are given a lanyard, a purple lanyard, with a laminated tasting card that lists all of the zones in the park, all of the different areas that you could go to, and all of the different restaurants that you can find in each area, as well as the different Gonberry like special foods that you'll find. So the way that this works is you guys have a tasting card that allows you scan it and you redeem 5 free Gonberry treats for the day. And you can get more, but you have to pay for them beyond your 5 for your tasting card.
BB goes, only 5. That's bullshit.
Yeah, the prices are pretty reasonable though, because like they want
Fair
people to
enough.
come here. And there are other theme parks. The thing about this too, like this is some just behind the scenes lore. There are other theme parks in the first city specifically, not and then maybe in Paragon, but mostly in the first city in general. Or the first city in specific, that are newer and more prestigious. You know, this is very much like old-timey, made with limited resources. It's very kiddie. It's structured around food. So it's not the flashiest, most popular park ever. It just has a devoted like staying power because of its place in history and the quaintness of it.
Quaint is the perfect word.
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that Monarch wanted to come here is like, okay. But it also serves into the idea that like it would be easier to rent this
Mhm.
place out and it's not as big of a deal, you know.
How many of the teachers are in full costume?
All of them. They're in
Oh,
in
okay.
the spirit of what you guys are
Okay.
doing. So they are also
Yeah, Yeah, because I just had the thought of like Tonitrus could do the thing where he just wears the cowl and everyone would know it was Tonitrus.
Yeah,
like,
but not today. No, they're all in support of you guys. Everyone's in costume. So as you get in, you're in the front entrance area as you have your tasting card and you step through. And the first thing that you see is this big map. And it also has a little QR code so you can scan the code with your phone and get the map on your phone. And you can actually interact with the map and you can like click a place if you like, turn location on or something so that you can actually, or maybe it's just in-app, I don't know, that allows you to actually map to places in the park. That's something that I think they should have in the future. I get lost at theme parks so often because I'm looking at the map and I'm going, I don't know where, like what direction. I don't know where I am.
Yeah. I don't know where you are. I don't know how to get there.
So you can actually click on a place and it'll tell you how to get there from where you are.
Wow.
Like you're in Google Maps, you know, but with like in a theme park. So that's something that you can do. But just looking at the big map with the directory is the word that I was looking for. Do you guys want to hear what the different zones are?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm ready.
So the different zones that you see throughout the park, there is Cowboy Country, which stands out to BB immediately.
I think this is the only thing that BB actually knows about Gonberry Farms is that Cowboy Country is one of the lands and that they have berries.
There is Carnival Pier,
Ooh.
which there is kind of a natural formed small lake that has like a little river that they do fun little boat rides on. So there's a pier area that is built along the shores of that if you want to go be near water. There is Barry's Bonanza, which is kind of the kid zone where
100% going there.
that's where you go to meet and greet with Barry the Bobcat. That also is where they have like there's like petting zoo elements. There's animals there that you can go see. It is very much like drop your kids off here area. There is Adrenaline Avenue. Now there are rides all over the place in each zone, but Adrenaline Avenue is specifically where like the big rides, like they do pride themselves on having some innovative, like that's how they do keep it fresh, even though the rest of it is very old school and preserved. They balance that out by having like the newest, coolest rides. So there are some big sort of record breaking, like scary roller coasters that you can do on Adrenaline Avenue. And of course, at the center of the park is Munch Mountain, which is not a real mountain. It is a mountain that they built with practical effects that has a minecart ride inside that tells the story of Gonberry Farms as you go on the ride. There is also a restaurant in the bottom floor inside the mountain, and there are other restaurants like a big food court that you can like get your food and then sit outside. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's why it's called Munch Mountain. So those are the different zones. If you want more information about what the zones actually are, I can either tell you, have your characters look it up, or you can go ask someone, or you can just go there and see what they have. The world is now your oyster.
What kind of food options are being offered in Cowboy Country?
Ooh, there's like Gonberry chili, I would say. There's like
That scares me.
cowboy mac and cheese.
What makes it cowboy? Bacon?
Like beef.
Beef.
When you
Yeah.
put ground beef in a chili or mac and cheese, then you can say that it's a cowboy thing.
Yes.
That's how I
That's
understand
true.
it anyway.
That's also how I understand it.
yeah.
Probably like some Gonberry like tamales and
Mhm.
stuff, like like
Ooh.
Mexican Tex-Mex food.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
There are certain things that you can get anywhere that are they're not like zone locked. You can basically get a corn dog with Gonberry, I would say Gonberry mustard. You can get that anywhere. You can get like a Gonberry slushy or Gonberry soft serve basically anywhere. There are like little carts and stuff all over the place for that. And like water bottles and soda and stuff.
Hell yeah.
So
Harold-
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, Hermon.
Hermon takes a look at everything, takes stock of like everything that they could possibly want to eat, hears the like post-flight stress come down, like not queasiness, but like just disruption in their stomach, and is like, well, before I do anything, I have to go make some room, and I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Hell yeah. Oh my god. It's so meta. It's happening.
We'll
Fully commit to the bit
I would
here
rather
at
do a
Chance
little edit
Encounters.
because I don't want to keep going and have you miss stuff.
How you
Okay.
feeling, Haramon? Feeling lighter, faster,
Yeah.
more nimble?
Okay. Both Haramon and Asteria had to do a piss. Now I'm back.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
This is the content you come to Chance Encounters for.
Yeah, you were on a bus for a little bit of time, so
I was
True.
very stressed
a
out.
lot of people, the first thing they do when they get into a theme park is pee before you start doing anything.
Valid.
So yeah, as you guys are standing here, Monarch comes up to you and she goes, well, I mean, I'm gonna be fluttering about, so your identities are, of course, you protecting him, but they know that, it's the champions program that are here for Moonlight, so you can use your powers. I mean, don't like shoot anybody or anything, but like, you don't have to hide that we're Moonlight and all that, that. But I see you looking at the map. If you need any help, right, I know the ins and outs of this place. Been coming here forever, like my whole life, so I know all of it, all the ins and outs. You want the secrets, I've got you covered, right? But I'm gonna try to hang out with everyone, like every single person that I can, because there are people that I haven't like interacted with that much, and I invite them because I want to get to know everyone, like all of our companions. We're going to be out on the streets together now, so it's important. But before I go off on my merry way and you guys decide what you want to do, I do want to ask you, do you know about the secret menu scavenger hunts?
No, I've actually never been to an amusement park ever, so I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but I would love to know more.
Oh, babes. All right, I've got to prioritize spending a little time with you so you know what. I mean, that's kind of a momentous occasion a bit. So, look, there's a bit of a secret, but actually not so secret. It's all game structured into the Gonberry Festival. So what you do is every zone of the park has a secret menu item that if you complete the challenge associated with each zone, then you can actually redeem the secret menu item at Munch Mountain.
Ooh.
And if you redeem them all, you get a special prize, essentially. It's different every year that they do it, so I don't know what it is yet.
It's a gun.
Probably not, I would say. It seems unlikely. It's probably
Yeah, I
like a
don't really
big
feel
dessert
like
or
it.
something. But I mean, I don't know. But so if you want to go to each different zone and try to figure out what the challenge is, what the item is. Usually you get it by interacting with the different people there, or you go on different rides or do whatever. There's a way. So I mean, it's a place for kids, so they make it kind of easy. But yeah, if you make a point to visit every zone and try some different stuff out, you'll probably find the clues and such, and then get the secret. I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing. I have to do it. Right? It's like the whole thing with coming here, with to the festival. I'm rambling a lot. I'm very excited. I can leave you to it now if you want.
Well, before you go, do you know of any of the themes of the past few years? What those clues have been like for the secret menu?
The clues? I mean, each zone tends to have to stay in a particular, type of thing because they're all themed, right? So the challenges, they don't change too much, right? So like the cowboy zone, for example, right? In Cowboy Country, it's usually something to do with like the shooting range or something like that. They did like in Carnival Pier, there's like a lot of sort of film history stuff. Sometimes there's like a boat ride that you interact with some actors, or you'll see clues are like written in the hold of the pirate ship That's something. Yeah. Sometimes you have to actually get a clue from Barry himself, which please, when you have time, we all have to get. I'm getting a picture with me and every team with Barry Bobcat. All right. He's a dear friend of mine.
And they were, and he was a very good friend.
Hey, Barry the Bobcat is dear friend of everyone with who is pure of heart and loves Gonberries.
More than anything else. Anyways, yeah, I think we might do that. Pantheon also kind of mentioned some secret stuff, so I wanted to know if she had other secret activities that are present within the park, and then maybe we could just absolutely destroy all the secret activities in this park. Metaphorically.
Yeah, maybe.
I think if Pantheon's not just in the immediate entrance area, I'll like ping her with our headphones. I assume we're still on at all times.
Yep.
Hey Pantheon, what's the secret thing that you mentioned, or is that the secret menu thing that Monarch just illuminated us to?
She zooms up behind you and she goes,
Oh God.
well,
Jesus.
I mean, the menu thing, that's kind of the main thing, the scavenger hunt. But I'm just talking about like what are the most fun games, which ones are kind of impossible to win. Don't do any of the like ball and hoop stuff. It's not they're not cheating or anything, but like those things are kind of just designed to like get money and have you keep trying over and over again. Not really worth it.
All right,
Yeah,
secret
I can
food
tell you
menu
what
it
food I like.
is.
Yeah.
What's that?
I mean, there is a burger that you can get.
Of course.
The Gonberry mustard. It's good with the corn dogs. It really is. The corn dogs are kind of a must. You have to try that. But when they put it on a pretzel bun with a burger, there's something about it that just works even better, in my opinion. Really special. So I would hit that one for sure. They have it at they have it over at Barry's Barbecue.
Look at the card.
That is one of the
Barry's
things.
Barbecue.
Yeah, it's around Munch Mountain in that central area because it's one of the primary restaurants. So Barry's Barbecue is like the barbecue specific place. Oh, there is one other thing you should know. Actually, not everybody knows this. So everybody knows you can get a Gonberry slush like anywhere, any cart, any restaurant. They all have them. But if you go to one of the ice cream places specifically, you have to get a slush float. The slushy's good, but if you get it with vanilla soft serve in it and then mix it around, all right, don't just drink it straight or don't eat the ice cream and then have the slush. Like mix it hard until it becomes like a cream slush situation. That's like the best dessert in the park, at least that I've had. Unless they have some new stuff that I have to go. I'm going to try all the new stuff first. But one of my tasting card items, I say, as though I'm not prepared to drop a ton of money on food, but yeah, I always reserve one spot for the burger, or at least I did. Saying always as though I've been here recently. It's been a while, man.
Yeah.
How much does a hero make, by the way? I don't think we've ever like. Do you guys know? BB, do you know?
Pantheon cups your face in her hand, and she goes, "We make a positive change in the world." And she pats you on the head and zooms away.
I think it's a good amount of money, but I'm in it for the justice.
Jeremy hates this.
Haramon's like, well, I'm glad she's having fun.
All right, gang, should we hop to it?
Sure. Oh, and Monarch. Actually, before I say that, out of character, how late are we staying? Are we staying like till after sundown?
So it's not the Halloween festivities, so it's not open until, the AM hours or anything. It probably closes at 11. I would say the park closes at 11, and then
Probably like
the shop areas
Love
that
it
are
right now.
outside the park that you have to pass through before you get into the park. That stays open for an extra hour so people can come out of the park and shop for a while.
Okay. Then, as we all head out, Jeremy will look back to Monarch and say, "And be sure to hang out with me last. Save the best for last."
All right. Fair enough. She makes. I'm not giving free inside out. She makes a face.
I'll roll for it.
Okay.
Roll
I
for
have
it.
I have
Yeah,
2
yeah,
levels of
rolling,
insight skill.
Rollies. I'm rolling as well. I want to know.
Oh fuck! I want to roll.
Oh no, Jeremy doesn't remember how to be a human. Oh,
Did he ever? What is
Oh
insight
no.
again?
Oh no, I don't know shit. I'm too flustered by a hot lady.
Is insight one of our core? That's one of our core stats, or is that a skill?
It's a willpower check.
Okay, so I
Pretty
have 2 right now.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's willpower for like if you want like interpersonal, but if you were to do like an inside check, I guess on like something more objective, it could be like
Mhm.
intelligence or something.
One
That's
out
how
of
we've
2.
done it in the past, really.
Yeah. So there is the insight lens mechanic
Yeah.
where you can use anything, but in general, it is willpower is the like blanket insight.
1 out of 2.
3 out of 5.
I only got
Nice.
1 out of 4.
PDP's
One out of
finest.
4. 1 out of 4. She just seems like amused. You said 2 out of Eric. What's
1
2
out
out
of
of
2.
what? 1 out
1
of 2.
out of 2.
1 out of 2. Okay, so middling success. You get amusement and then a little bit of like, not awkwardness, but like, what's going on here? But 3 out of 5 is above middling, just barely. That's what you said. 3 out of 5, right?
Yeah.
3 out of 5. You get the impression of not like condescension, but she is now, from what you gather, being a very like intellectual person, she is now officially 5 years older than you. And the look that she gives you has this like, oh, babes, look, that like, I appreciate you trying kind of a look. You know what I mean? And it's not a shoot down, but it's like you are young. This is very cute of you.
Jeremy
Yeah.
leans over to BB and is like, I need your fucking help.
Baby was waiting for Monarch to walk away, but she looks over to Jeremy and goes, "We can make this happen, I swear."
You are my only friend in this.
Hermione
Incredible.
does watch her go respectfully.
Respectfully.
I really don't want to objectify my own character, but there's a lot to look at.
God damn. Yeah.
Hate to see her go. Love to see her walk away.
Yep.
What's Silhouette reacting like to the park in general, or Monarch's ass?
As you guys were,
Either or.
she doesn't react to the butt at all. But the first thing that she does, she's like antsy. She almost like she wanted to stop at every store on your way into the park, and she was trying to curtail that instinct. But she was like, "They have jelly beans here!" Like she really wants to get. She's on a mission to find the Gonberry jelly beans. She's like, she doesn't even know for sure that they have them. I think you saw her frantically Google future Google, not search engineing, frantically search engineing, like if they have
Goggling.
them.
Goggling. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So, and she couldn't find. It's one of those things where, like, sometimes you're trying to, in real life, you're trying to find information via search engine, and it seems like that information should be out there, but you're just like given the internet runaround over and over again.
Yeah, I know exactly.
She's
what
like,
that is.
she had that. That was the entire ride. Was just her like, do they have jelly beans? And now she's like, I'm gonna check every fucking store in this place. So while you guys were doing this, she was listening, but she was at the closest cart, like the welcome to the park, like buy something immediately cart, where there's visors and hats and t-shirts and little snacks, and she's combing through them, and you just hear her be like, jelly beans, no, damn it. All right. And she comes back to you guys, and she's like, well, no jelly beans in that one.
I feel like jelly beans might be in the fair, the like pier thing, or at Munch
the carnival?
Mountain, because that feels like something you could munch.
Maybe
Do
Carnival
we
Pier.
want to? Let's go there first.
Whatever you guys want to do. I mean, and that segues into me saying we have now entered the
Sandbox.
the annual episode structure, the structure that is not structure. You guys can now tell me if you stay together or go separate, what characters you want to hang out with where, and just generally what you guys do. So are you guys staying together for the moment, or should we start going person to person?
I don't know. I think Harmon is just like so overwhelmed with the possibility and all the sounds and all the rides and all the everything. So I do have an initial idea, but I don't know if that means that Harmon has to split off necessarily. That's my info.
Ben, what do you think?
I mean, Jeremy's probably going to stick and hang with BB until BB bumps into Troubleshooter at Cowboy Land, because we all know that's going to happen.
Valid. I don't think BB's even like looking to do that, really. Although it will probably happen. I think she does just want to do the food thing, just because it seems like the most straightforward thing to do, and it provides the opportunity to eat. But is also looking at rides like a log ride and a train ride and shit like that. But turns to the rest of her team and is like, I think I'm gonna go do the secret food thing. And if you guys want to come, you can, but then people can break off if we kind of run into folks that you want to hang out with. Or you can also go do your own thing, whatever.
I mean, we could also do like a divide and conquer sort of model. And then we come back together. And then as a group, we're like, we got everything. Give us the prize, you know?
I will say part of the mechanic now is that the team thing was front loaded. So that's the squad thing is like built into the challenging. So if any of you do the challenge and get the redeem thing, you can redeem it for your team.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, then divide and conquer isn't a bad idea, but I also like hanging out with you guys.
Yes. I think I want to go to Cowboy Country just because they have food that is probably just like the best ease in. The Gonberry like sweet tamal sounded really good.
Yeah. Let's do that first, then maybe the pier, carnival, fair. And we'll just work our way around.
Yeehaw.
So the funny thing is that Cowboy Country is all the way in the back. It's like the
We're
other
working our
side.
way back to front.
So you're going all the way to the back and then coming around, because the thing about Cowboy Country is as you make your way over there, sort of going through the fastest route, you see that you're getting toward the hills, and you can see the hills rising up above the level of the park, sort of beyond the back walls. And you can see the bushels of these berries that are growing in these rolling hills. And you can actually see some of the equipment in the distance of people like farming for these berries actively. And as you get into Cowboy Country, you see that it is very much like Old West town aesthetic all over the place. There are people dressed as cowboys, but it is kind of a rough approximation. And BB, you can't help but think of the perception that you remember that Troubleshooter had of you. But you're a person who knows a lot about cowboys and like that history. This is probably more the stuff that she was talking about. It's not like disrespectful or anything, but it is like several hundred years and another planet away from where real cowboy lore came from. There's never been like actual cowboys as we understand them in a meta perspective on Paragon, you know? So it very much feels like replication of a genre of film rather than of a piece of history.
But that's also true of any given theme parks
Yeah.
on Earth's representation of Cowboy Country. But BB's eyes are like saucers, and she's looking around, and kind of, I think it's almost subconscious, but she kind of wants to see if anything will happen. I don't know if I can do this noise myself, but she does the like whistle that's like,
Oh, yeah.
which is an awful imitation of that sound. Yeah, exactly. See, Asteria can do all the shit that I can't do. And wants to see if like there's a response thing or if that unlocks anything secret, and points us towards our shit or a general intelligence check. I don't care.
I would say that what happens there is that you hear a whistle response, and your head turns to see like who did it, and you see another person. I would say probably a young lady of about 20, 21,
Mhm.
who clearly works here. She is dressed in full cowboy regalia, like big brown eyes, red curly hair spilling out from under a cowboy hat. And she has a gold star. She's clearly like supposed to be the sheriff. And she is a costume character. She is an actor.
Uh-oh.
But
The
she
cop.
sees you
It's
And-
the gun.
she goes, well, now, partner, I almost mistook you for somebody else who worked here. You don't happen to be in the market for a deputy position.
No, I'm more of a leading force, I suppose. I only really work parallel with other leaders like my team. But I know that we're looking for kind of a secret food item that's rumored to be around these parts, partner.
My God.
So you're playing the part of the mysterious stranger coming into town on a quest. Well,
With a
being
big
the
iron
sheriff
on a rib.
being the sheriff of these parts, I am happy to oblige, but I must warn you, it ain't for the faint of heart. Now, if you head down that way to the shooting gallery, and she points down, and you do see that there is this little sectioned off, almost like a little shooting range, but there are targets, but they're actually hovering repulsor targets, but they look like traditional bullseye targets. They're just on little repulsors, and they hover around as moving targets, and they're at various distances away, and you see that there are point like score numbers for ones that you hit, so the farther away smaller ones are worth more points.
Gotcha.
Nobody seems to be trying for it just yet. You're like the only group that made a beeline for this area. In fact, this actor interacting with you is like, this is my job. I'm gonna do like
It's
I'm
the
the interacting.
Top of the day.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
tired yet.
Yeah, exactly. They're like just excited to interact. It seems like you're the first person that this actor has interacted with yet.
Wow.
I just love the images of us sprinting through the park
Yeah.
and just show up in an area where no one is except for the employees.
Oh man.
That's so good.
And she goes,
Uh-huh.
you cracked the high score at the shooting range? I think there's a surprise waiting for you over at Munch Mountain.
I like the very quick qualifier at the end. I think there's a surprise waiting for you over at Munch Mountain. Well, I don't think we'll have too much trouble with that. But first, Harmon, Jeremy Silhouette, food.
Food. Food.
So
Food.
what item do you
I
guys
grabbed- I'm sorry, I grabbed the chili just because BB fucks with chili, but I think she's a little bit nervous for a Gonberry chili.
It's pretty good. I mean,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
like
Okay.
cheddar melted on it and stuff.
Ooh.
The thing about Gonberries,
that they're
do you guys
good.
want Gonberry lore?
Yes.
Mhm.
Because I did actually think of
It's a super fruit.
I had so much fun with this. It does have a lot of antioxidants actually, but it is so the thing about Gonberry, what?
I was having a great time.
That's good. Yeah.
So Gonberries are unique in that their outer sort of shell, their outer layer, the skin of them, I guess, is it has a sour element. You could almost equate it to like a warhead where it's sour on the
I was
outside,
just thinking that.
and then on the inside, it is very sweet. It's like the sugary, fruity taste on the inside, but it almost looks raspberry like. It has those sort of, or grape like in its segments, and they're about the size of a raspberry.
Mhm.
But it has this natural coating on the outside that if you just eat a Gonberry raw, it's going to hit you with sour first and then become really sweet. But if you cook a Gonberry, the more you cook it, the more you cook out the sour coating, and it just becomes sweet. And the more you cook it, the more kind of depth of that sweet flavor you get. You can start caramelizing the sugar, and it becomes something that, like the layers of it, it goes to more acidic and bright.
Okay.
So it can, like, depending on how you cook it, it is a very versatile food. So in a chili context, I think what you would be looking for,
It probably
this-
gives that like hit of acid that you want.
yeah, I think it's
The
been
sweet
cooked, like boiled in the
citrus
chili for a long time,
berry
so that it is that bright,
pop.
almost floral, acid. That it's good. It's really good. Plays off of the kind of sharp cheddar melted on top really well. The ground beef is cooked really well. It's good. It's like, it's good food. It's not, shitty carnival food.
Hell yeah.
Like this place's draw is that the food is genuinely good.
Mhm.
I love that raw Gonberries are first they're sour, then they're sweet, then they're gone.
That's
Very.
that's exactly it.
My God, Eric.
That's- Really fucking good, dude. Wow.
Yeah, that's the first thing Bibi not puts on her card, and she's like,
Mhm.
all right, I can get down with this. How are the tamales?
Yeah, I think Hermone gets is like one Gonberry sweet tamale, please. Even though they don't have they are
Bibi's like nodding in the background.
hurts coming out of their mouth, but they want to be in the spirit.
Does it have a Gonberry mole?
Well, no, it's like a
Uh.
dessert. I think there is one like that. But this is a dessert one. Which I think they overestimate how big it's going to be, and they're like, this is a lot of sugar for pretty much the first thing I'm actually eating today. And then they look over on the menu and they're like, and also one of the mole ones, please, so I don't hurt myself. And
So
they're-
you mark off 2 of yours.
No, I mark off one for the sweet and I pay for
You
the
buy another.
yeah.
Got it.
And it's good. Both of them are good. The masa is great. It's
Fuck yeah.
it's like Gonberry masa and Gonberry like jam with like some marshmallow fluff in it, but the masa is not too sweet, so that it's just like sweet on sweet on sweet. It's like there is Gonberry in the masa mainly for color, but it's like it is a balanced flavor, and then the mole is just like the Gonberry again gives that like nice hint of sweetness that I personally like in mole.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Nice.
chicken in the mole. Yes.
Mm.
Jeremy
Sections them off for everyone.
Jeremy, in all of his ignorance, is going to go for a corn dog, and he'll take it off the stick and try and eat it in one bite.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Deep
so
throat.
here's
Constitution
a point
check.
of note. You can get
Or
the
willpower.
corn dog. Like I said, that's one of the items you can get anywhere, like in the park. But the thing about ordering a corn dog in Cowboy Country specifically is that there's a variant that you can get. So you can either get the regular corn dog that has a hot dog in the center, and then you get a little cup of the Gonberry mustard, or you can get a giant Western sausage it's like spicy, and it's a sausage, but it's still a corn dog, and again with the mustard.
He'll
So
get
which one do you get?
He'll get the sausage, and he will not try and eat it in one bite. His ignorance has left him, and his intelligence has returned.
They're not kidding about the spicy. The thing is that when you dip it in the mustard, it's like really sweet. They keep more, it's the sweet side with the mustard. So you get like bitter mustard flavor with like bright, sweet, sugary, balancing out this very spicy sausage. and the breading is kind of sweet and yeah. I'm gonna make myself really hungry with this episode.
Yeah, I'm
Is the
already
thing.
kind
Yeah.
of feeling it.
Yeah.
But yeah, does Jeremy normally like spicy food?
I don't
As a very
know.
spicy man.
He is a spicy man.
I think he doesn't mind it, and he'll say, "Whew, this thing's hotter than the pretty girl you meet at your family gathering."
Here,
BB takes a long sip of a Gonberry slush and goes, I know exactly what that means, and then hands the slush to Jeremy.
Yep. Did you pay for the slush, or is that another one?
I paid for it. Yeah.
Okay, that's one of the only things. Is I think it is actually important to keep track
I'm
of how
marking
many
it down.
you've checked off.
Yeah.
This is serious business.
Yeah, that's like the one real mechanic in this session.
But I think we mosey on over to the shooting range, and
Sure.
BB's like passing the chili around for people to try. If they
I do want to say though, there is something that happens though in response to Jeremy.
Oh yeah.
Before you get up, because you've been here long enough to order food from different restaurants, so other students have made their way here, and other people are starting to interact with the actors and do different stuff. So when Jeremy makes that joke, there is a distinct laugh. It's like, I don't think you were funny, hothead. And you look over and you do see that Troubleshooter is sitting at the next table over,
Fuck.
and she is eating the giant spicy sausage corn dog as well. But unlike you, she is not even breaking a sweat. It's canon already that she eats really spicy food. And she is genuinely just like laughing at your joke.
Is Jeremy gonna say anything?
It's all you, baby boo.
BB, as Jeremy is grappling with the heat of the corn dog, BB will be like, well, we're about to head over to the shooting range and get some target practice in. There's apparently kind of a secret reward food thing that you can earn from doing it. So if you want to tag along, you're welcome to.
Yeah, well, I suppose you are the person who desensitized me somewhat to the mock Western aesthetic of it all. It's almost cute to me now, not as offensive as it must have once been. Is that a character arc? No, either way, I am still aggressively myself, and I would not mind making it interesting. Perhaps a little rematch?
Yeah, I think a rematch is in order. God, I need to do well at this.
A rematch from when? What is she talking about?
I
For
think
when
it
you
might
guys
have,
were shooting the drones, is what you know she's talking about.
when she was shooting the drones and I was trying to shoot her bolts out of the sky.
Yeah.
But
BB doesn't do property damage. Oh yeah,
Hermone has no.
That's
like,
true.
Hello?
That's the
I don't
first
know.
part of it.
Hello?
Yeah, we got. I'll tell you later. There's actually we just got thrown to a lot of stuff after that. I didn't get to catch up with you, but I had a really cool moment later on. Anyways, we head over to the thing.
Okay. So you head over to the shooting range, and I think there's this prospector character with like a long gray beard that looks like it's a practical effect. It's not this person's actual Actually, you know what? No. It's a cooler idea if this is like an old actor who's been here he's been here for years. This is his character. It's a
What
real
about like
beard.
a huntsman kind of thing, like a Davy Crockett,
Oh, maybe.
colonizer David Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier.
Yeah, see, I was thinking it was like a little like more respectful and just like a wholesome old guy.
Oh, it's
He's like an
Sam
old
Elliott isn't
prospector.
wholesome, but
Like
yeah, okay,
he's like
gotcha.
everyone who knows the Gonberry Festival knows who he is
Yep.
in real life and
Yeah, I can
respects
fuck with
him
that.
as like he's the guy who plays this character.
Yes, he is
For sure.
legendary. Ooh, let's give him a name. Let's call him
Tyler.
Tyler. I was gonna say like Deadeye Dan or something.
Ooh, that's good.
I was gonna say old Dan, Ian.
That's pretty
Well,
good.
Ben, this entire volume, you and I have been like about
Oh my god,
things
we
like
share the same brain
that.
cell.
I know. Wow, brothers.
No,
So-
I'm Dirty Dan. Sorry.
But do we feel Deadeye Dan?
Deadeye Dan.
I think
Yeah,
Deadeye Dan
Deadeye
is
Dan.
really good. Okay, so this is Deadeye Dan, and so he is legendary. So it stands to reason that, you know, the clue in Cowboy Country should be the legendary actor, because everyone's going to want to meet this guy. So he's got the clue. So he is currently running the target challenge. And as you step up to him, he goes, "Hooey, we got ourselves some new challengers. You here for target practice?" And he winks.
I just look
Yes.
at troubleshooter.
Aramon is disassociating.
Yeah.
No. This is we're here to do the secret shooting for the secret food.
Well, when I heard we were getting superheroes in these neck of the woods, I wasn't expecting people whose powers were being jokesters.
Oh my
Ha
god.
ha ha ha.
Now you listen to old Deadeye Dan. This challenge ain't gonna be easy. If you want to taste the very special food item, he says, winking, kind of making fun of you in an old man way,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to need to get 100 points.
We got it in the bag. I mean,
Yeah.
You got 3 shots for free.
Okay.
You want another 3 shots, going to have to pay for it.
All right.
is that per team or is that per person?
So I take it we got one team here. And I think when you get your tasting cards,
teams.
they're custom made and it lists your team. So you can show like we are
cute.
Team Pantheon.
Wow.
We got a visitor, but yeah,
Straggler.
we're Team Pantheon. The straggler.
Loner loser.
I think each team, this actually, no, he knows the rules. I'm making up the rules.
Yeah.
So he goes, each team gets 1 representative to try for free. Now you can keep trying as many dollars as you have in your wallet that you're willing to spend, but old Deadeye Dan's got to keep it hard. Challenging. Deadeye Dan did not say keep it hard.
That I didn't stay as hard, bro. Are you guys okay with me doing it, Hermon? I know you've been doing a lot of long range stuff recently, so I don't want to.
No, bang bang. You shouldn't do the shit.
I know. All right.
Go get him, Queen. Impress him.
Well, I'm gonna be the Team Pantheon representative, so I'll step on up. Can I do this won't muck up your whole rigmarole, will it? And she kind of shoots her handgun into the ground to show him the laser.
He
can I
jumps.
use that, or do I need? Yeah,
He doesn't
It's
break
away
character.
from him. It's
No, I know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. But he doesn't
Okay,
break
gotcha.
character, but he's surprised to see this.
incredible.
And he's like,
Yeah.
wow, now that is one heck of a firearm. Now, I was about to offer you, and he gestures to the little table that you would normally like stand behind that
Mhm.
has the connected by a tether to the table, the little like pellet rifles that couldn't ever hurt a person. They would just shoot the targets, you know? But he goes, oh, I see no reason why you shouldn't. I mean, we replaced the targets, so as long as you don't completely destroy them.
You could always do the concussive if you're worried about it. I know it's
That's
not
true.
as accurate, but
I rolled 3 ones.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is now, BB, is
Uh-huh.
I think you've already demonstrated a progression of your power over this volume, because
Okay.
it culminated with when you did a concussive blast point blank into Dr. Fine's temples. That was a moment where you demonstrated that they're almost becoming one power, even though they're a different
Yeah.
effect. It seems like when you just call a non-lethal shot, you can shoot a one-handed, like small shot that is the size and strength of your normal shot that doesn't pierce someone through entirely, you know? I feel
For
like you've
sure.
already
Yeah, yeah.
done that before now.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. I'm down with
so
that.
so you can
yeah.
just shoot little concussive blasts now.
Yeah. Got it. I think that manifests as a laser shot, but it's just very pale and kind of thin. And it's more force than anything. And I think she'll be trying along with me. I mean, we'll be competing against one another, but I know
Yeah,
the
well.
troubleshooters right there.
You mind a little friendly competition, old timer? And she smiles at this guy, and you see she is no, I keep trying to give away free insight. But yeah.
Yeah. Let me roll for it.
That's pretty
Okay.
much all.
the
Besides
only
the
dice roll.
challenge.
Oh, we're about to
this-
get different dice rolls.
Yeah, but the inside's about to be all over the place
Mhm.
today.
Fucking 1 out of 2 again.
And that is 2 for exact middle.
Nice.
4 out of 5. Getting better.
Damn.
2 out of 4. She's not having a bad time, but she's like a little stoic, and it's starting to break. 4 out of 5 though. The thing is, she is trying really hard not to show that she is genuinely loving this. And Jeremy is the one who really gets it. Did BB roll it too?
I rolled the same thing as I mean, I feel like we're on a great. I rolled half as well.
Yeah,
But I
so
feel like we're on
half
a
it's like,
gradient,
oh, she's
so-
not having a bad time, but
Okay.
she's still being kind of stoic about it. She seems like almost neutral, but she's into the idea of doing this. But Jeremy alone knows that she is like trying to save face and maintain like her perception of herself to other people, or other people's perception of her based on the image that she wants to project. But specifically in interacting with this guy, she loves this guy and what he's about. This idea is
Oh, yeah.
actually genuinely fun to her, but the idea of her showing that is painful. Like, she can't possibly. Deeper than that would have to be a full success.
She
The
ca-
deeper being, why is it so important to her to
Mhm.
save face?
But she
yeah.
also can't not be 19.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So I think BB lines up her first shot and gets ready to hit it. What's the
Let's
point
go,
system for
sharpshooter.
this?
So these are the first ones. They are worth. Wait, I got to do some point math here.
point math.
Math.
Point math.
Well, if you get 3 shots, but you're trying to get 100
Yes,
point,
exactly. It has to be like a certain distribution,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I would say there is one target in the back. The back row of them by themselves are worth 100 points if you hit the farthest away ones, but they are full disadvantage because they're a maximum called shot. Yeah.
Damn.
So the middle targets are worth 50 points each, and they are half disadvantage.
Mhm.
And the front ones are worth 30 points. Or maybe they're worth 25. So you could do 25, 25, and then a 50.
Mhm.
So the middle, the front ones are worth 25 and are just like a basic shot. They don't have any disadvantage because they're easier. They're not a called shot. They're big enough.
Okay.
Now, what is the DC?
Yeah. How are DCs gonna work?
Right.
Like what
So
number of successes do you want?
the number of successes required, it should be above half. Because the disadvantage thing already applies. So I think the DC should be set at you have to get one above half at least.
All right. I'm gonna do probably 350s then.
Mhm. But you're
just
also
to
trying
use-
to roll higher than troubleshooter too. Like,
Yeah, I know.
no matter what you do, you're gonna redeem it if you get the points. But your personal goal as well is
To
to
get more
do
points
it
than her.
faster than her.
Yeah.
With her, yeah, it's
it-
whether it's faster or more points than her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do start with a 50 then.
Okay.
Jeremy's gonna whistle like the ecstasy of gold, and then like make a tumbleweed that goes by as they line up their first shots, just to
Amazing.
add to the ambiance.
And Jeremy,
Let's
you
go.
notice as well, Jeremy and Hermon and Silhouette all hanging back. You guys notice that the rest of Team Quickstep is
Oh, wow.
gathered and like watching, and they're cheering on their teammate. I mean, they're
Yo,
supportive of
okay.
you guys too, but you can tell that they want to like.
Oh, this is a competitive event. Hermon is
3 out of
talking shit.
4 success in the 3 out of 4 success in the power die.
Going for which one?
The 50. I need to roll. Is it 2? If I have 4, then
So
is
it's
it
half
2
of your
disadvantages?
die. Half of your d6s specifically are
But I have 3 d6s.
right. So well then actually it's 3d6s and a power die. That makes it
Yeah.
easier. So it's half of the total die rolled. Actually, sorry, I misspoke, and that makes more sense.
Okay.
So
I have to roll the power die.
re-roll half of your successes, which would be 2 of your successes.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 successes again.
Okay. So going for the
Fucking go. Yeah.
So you've got 50 points.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeehaw.
Troubleshooter is
Go.
going to immediately go for the 100.
Yeah. That's
It's full disadvantage, but she
Yeah.
has a specialty
So it's just a straight
in
roll?
shooting, so it is a straight roll for her. Yeah.
Is your sharpshooting listed in skills?
It's
It's a skill. Yeah.
it's a
yeah.
skill. So you can actually keep one of your successes then without having to, because it'll cancel out one of the like reroll successes, because you would reroll a failure, you know?
Well, yeah, you could roll an.
Just reroll. If did you get
one
any
of- one
failures
of
at
the
all?
last failure.
Yeah, reroll
I
the
got
last
the
failure.
what?
Yeah, because you have a
See-
skill point in it, and you
see-
rolled
yeah.
the same for the other ones, so it's fine.
Still 3. Still 3 out of 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Covering all the bases.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right.
So you got
So
over
she
half,
gets no
which is what you needed.
disadvantages.
You get the
Yeah.
points.
Okay.
I'm not looking.
She's going straight for the 100.
Of course she is. Why would she?
It's a straight roll.
She is always herself.
She's gonna get it. Like, she just rolls
Okay.
too crazy now too.
She's rolling a lot of dice. I didn't see what she rolled, but she's
I
rolling
know.
a lot of
Yeah,
dice.
yeah.
So let me paint you a picture here.
Okay.
She's got 4 d6s and then her power die.
Yes.
That was what she was working with here.
Mhm.
She would ordinarily, for the specialty, or well, actually, it is her power because,
Mhm.
her power is in the
So
Deadeye
she has-
situation.
Okay.
Yeah, her power is her actual vision, and she uses that when she is shooting, so it comes into play. But she has that's her only power.
Mhm.
So she has that, but then she has a specialty in shooting. So she actually should be rolling 2 d12s because she's using 1 for the
Yeah.
power and 1 for So I get 1. Which is still, but wow. So both of the power die failed.
Whoa.
Okay. Whoa.
With no rerolls because they cancel out again. She would have full rerolls, but she would have full
Uh-huh.
disadvantage. So straight roll. Out of 7 die, 1 success.
Whoa.
How did this happen?
That's
So
what
she-
you get when you jump the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Hermon does say to her, because Hermon is talking shit because this is now a competitive event.
So
Got
she
her.
goes for that hundo, and she's using the actual like guns that are provided,
Mhm.
and the pellet just sails over the top of the small target. It looks like she didn't judge the movement as well. So it would have hit somewhere on like just outside the bullseye in the position that it would have been like a second earlier. But she misses it by a full second, which by her standards is a lot.
I
and
know it's
she's
hard
just
when
like-
you practice with cans normally because they don't move, but these targets kind of with the wind.
People move, and she goes to take her second shot.
Oh my god.
Wow. Rude. It was my turn. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you guys are rolling at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I assumed it was a turn-based thing where I went and then she went, then I went. Okay.
Another 50.
No, I'll go for the hundo. BB, seeing that
Big
you went for the
money.
hundo. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'll
this
also go for
time-
the hundo. So full disadvantage.
So you would roll full disadvantage, but you have one skill point in sharpshooting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll flip one of the disadvantages. So it's almost full disadvantage.
Okay. Gotcha. I'll reroll the 6s and not the power die. How about that?
Well, assuming the power die is a 6.
6. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here you go.
She's going for the 100 again.
Of course she is.
It's all she's gonna try to do.
Of course
That's
she
who
is.
Wow, she cannot roll good right now.
I got success on the power. Oh, shit! I got success on the power die, but I didn't process that I got a 6 on my 6th success. So it actually does end up being 3 out of 4 still.
She rolls.
Oh wait, no,
two.
sorry. I need to re-roll everything. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
I hadn't
yeah.
re-rolled. I need
Well,
to
all but
re-roll,
one. Reroll all but one.
but I only got success on 1d6.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
So I'm re-rolling the d6.
Yeah.
And then do I re-roll the power die as well?
No, because
Oh, I keep
that's
one
your
success.
One. So I guess if you wanted to, you could keep the 6 and do 6 and
Yeah, I'll keep the
power
6 and I'll re-roll the power die.
Yeah, I mean, we prioritize the power die and the rerolls when it's positive, so I think we do it when
For
it's
sure.
negative too.
die.
I crit! Holy shit!
So on a
Oh my
crit,
god.
not only do you hit the target, but you snipe the exact bullseye.
Fuck
This is
yeah.
the best moment of my life.
So this time,
Fuck you,
Yeah.
troubleshooter.
What'd she get?
she gets 2 out of 6.
Not enough.
So it's not even half. So it
Nice.
doesn't hit the target again. And then you just hit the exact bullseye and immediately get the 100 points. And you hear like Deadeye Dan goes wild.
Fuck. There's so much dopamine in my brain right now. I think BB really shittily like kind of steps back for a second. It's like, well, see, and then steps behind troubleshooter and kind of does the ghost thing where she reaches around. And it's like, well, if you aim like this, you might have a better time of it. Fully expecting troubleshooter to like throw her off.
She drops the gun and shrugs out of your grip. She wheels on you with her eyes burning. Her fists are clenched, but she doesn't move. And she's like almost about to be forehead to forehead with you. And then something flashes behind her eyes. There's a flicker of a micro expression. And then it's gone. And she steps back and her shoulders are kind of heaving. She looks back and she sees her team kind of watching with concern. And then back at you and she goes, congratulations, cowgirl. It's nice shooting. And she turns and just walks away by herself.
I know there's probably context to this that is deeper than we could ever know at this point, but also, girl, you gotta learn how to lose.
I'll find her later. How is her team reacting?
It looks like, okay, Wi-Fi seems to want to try and go after her. And
Mhm.
Rapido puts his hand on her shoulder and shakes his head. And then she, after a second, she nods and it's like, yeah, you're probably right. Leave her alone. And they come up to, I think they come up to you afterward.
Yeah.
And Rapido goes, well, that was tense, but don't take that personal.
I mean, I did a shitty joke, but you know, she gives me a hard time almost all the time. So
Exactly.
And then BB kind of offhandedly, like, does not even looking, rolls the last shot at a 50. Because she just wants to see if she gets it.
Sure.
I want to see if she gets it. She does not. So she puts her arms out very coolly, shoots a thing. It goes fucking wide, and I think a bunch of the targets like wave in the wind, and is like, she looked at the troubleshooter's team and was like, well, you know, not everything hits. And then turns to half to Deadeye Dan, but still keeping everyone into the circle, in the communication circle, but turns to Deadeye Dan to get our reward.
He goes, that was some of the finest shooting that I have ever seen in these here parts. Now you more than earned this, young lady. And he reaches into his vest pocket and he pulls out a golden card.
Ooh.
And
I thought it was gonna be beef jerky.
he gestures to your tasting card, like hand it over, and you hold it up to him, and he taps the gold card onto its barcode, and you hear like a little beep on his card, and he goes, you are now able to redeem your prize. Congratulations. And he smiles this big, like, toothy grin under this white beard.
I love him.
It's been a
Great.
pleasure, Deadeye Dan. Hands out the shake.
Come back anytime.
Yeah. BB ducks into a shop really quick and buys something, which is the special tool that we're going to be using later in our interactions with Troubleshooter. But then goes to get the prize with the homies.
Yeah. So you redeem it at Munch Mountain. So you go, it's up to you guys if you want. Yeah. So you get, he just like put it on your badge so that you now can go redeem that in Munch Mountain. So you
we can do it one at a time as we get them, or like I'll at the end.
Or you can get all the challenges and then go get all of the, it's up to you guys.
Gotcha. So we would then have kind of a feast at the end of a bunch of, let's do that then. That's more fun. Ducks into a shop, then comes back to the group and says, well, where do you guys want to go next?
I've already forgotten all the names of the places. It's
So
Adrenaline Avenue, Carnival Pier, Cowboy Place.
Yeah, so I have them listed. So Cowboy Country is where you just came from, and you now have. I'm gonna check it off that you got that one.
Yay!
Yeah.
Also, by the way, you guys are free to like come up with if you want to. I'll come up with it if you would rather I do it, but if you want to come up with what the special food treat is from each zone that you redeem, you're welcome to do that.
Okay.
Group world building.
Can we say for the cowboy one, it's like an apple fritter kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or like a honey cake? Yeah.
Like a special pie or something. Like a
Yeah,
that works. Like you get a whole pie in a box that you can take home.
Yeah.
All
right.
That's cool. So the other areas are Carnival Pier, Barry's Bonanza, Adrenaline Avenue, and of course, Munch Mountain. But for the purposes of this, Munch Mountain doesn't have its own challenge. That's just where you go to redeem at the end.
Yeah.
What did we want to do in Carnival Pier again? I've already forgotten.
I think Silhouette wanted to go there.
Oh yeah. Oh, because the jelly beans.
Yeah,
I think we should go there next.
Yeah. That's pretty easy to knock out.
As we're walking over, Jeremy will lean over to BB and be like, listen, I need you to relieve that sexual tension that you two have going on, because it's really making me regret what I said earlier.
Listen, it's an ongoing process, and we're not sure where we're going to land on that. But that does provide BB an opportunity to tell the group about the two lighthouse interactions, which I think she does, which feels like a very theme park moment kind of thing to dish to your friends.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've kissed, but we've then also had a really intense interaction about morality and ethics, and then I just made her mad. So that's where we're at.
I mean, I feel like that's been every day with me here. So
that does provide more context of what's been happening every time we see her.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Any and all advice would be welcome. I still don't know if I really want to go down that route because Troubleshooter is someone who has a lot going on.
Yeah. That's a conversation for another day because we could get into it
Maybe another
for
volume.
sure.
Yeah.
I think when we get to Carnival Pier, it's like it is like a carnival, but I think they also have like county fair style food stalls where it's the big ass signs and everything, and we just see a panel of Hermione. We see a couple panels of Hermione, starry eyed, big anime eyes, looking up at one specific one, and then we see another panel of like from the ground, and Hermione is silhouetted from the back, and we see the sign, and the sign says like giant root beer Gonberry float, and Hermione's like, holy shit, and it's like for like 3 people, and Hermione just like takes out their phone and snaps a photo and sends it to Helix and is like, please, please, please.
Hell yeah.
I think as you're standing there and you're taking in the surroundings of, you said this is Carnival Pier, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Carnival Pier, they really did, like, it's built out with not quite a dock, but there is a dock element in front of this lake with the river kind of stretching out. You see that Carnival Pier very specifically is kind of a little mini cultural festival. There is very specifically a sort of film industry, but it's not Hollywood. That's the thing. It's Paragon's
Thank God.
film industry. This is one of the newest additions to Carnival Pier because it's based on Paragon's film history, which like hadn't really started when they built the park to a huge degree. So you do see that there are like actors walking around. There's like a kind of a Hollywood strip type thing where there are like movie theaters, and so you can actually go see movies here. There's just a fully functioning movie theater along that road. But then there's also all of these different areas within Carnival Pier that are meant to celebrate the different cultures from Earth that are here and represented on Paragon. So you can get, like, it is the most varied types of food that you can get. Mm-hmm. When you look at the tasting card, this is the area that has the most different ones that you could try. Yeah. And looking out, one thing that also stands out is that every few, maybe like every 30 minutes, there is this big pirate ship that comes out from the river and up onto the lake. And there's a little show that they put on where there are actors who do like a little mock fencing. And you see that there are, what should we, maybe they're like the Gonberry pirates. They're coming to steal the Gonberries.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's maybe like the Berry Brigade or something. Or wait, is the Berry Brigade might be from Dimension 20?
It is 1,000%.
Yeah. So
not that.
Something that's not that. Who are like defending the park from the pirates. And then the show ends with the pirates confessing that they never wanted to hurt anyone. They just want berries. And then Barry, the big mascot of Barry, shows up at the end wearing a cool pirate hat. And he tells the pirates that all they had to do was ask. And then they sit down together and have, they like share a pie together. And then the pirates, they all come out and they bow, the actors bow. And then the pirate ship goes back around to come back again in like half an hour.
Wow.
As we're watching the show, BB is tense when she sees the pirate shows up and they're about to steal the berries. But then she's like, just a show, just a show.
Yeah.
Do I get a response?
Yes. So now the picture of Carnival Pier has been painted. By the time that show finishes, Helix in full costume does show up and is like, where is it?
It's over here. It's over here. We gotta go.
And then he stands in front of it and he looks up. Look it. And like as he's standing there, there's this moment where he can't help but cut a dramatic figure, even more so in his costume. So as he's standing there with his white Batman eyes under his cowl, looking up with that, now it looks like almost like the image of a sun in a weird sort of way. At least it's the color of a sun. That circle on his forehead that mirrors the tattoo that he has is like pointed up toward the actual sun up in the sky behind this root beer stand. And like a light breeze blows and the ponytail that comes out the back of his cowl blows in the wind as he's like standing there dramatically juxtaposed against a giant picture of root beer. He goes, "It is magnificent."
Yes. I believe the way it works is like if you want the big size, like we redeem our each like one knock off of our tasting card, and then they make it bigger based on how many people. And I think the max is 3, just from base what I could read. So do you want to like just like split one or like what?
Yeah, that's fine. We don't need to have an entire. I mean, I guess I could, but we don't need to. I guess this whole day is something of a cheat day.
Stop.
Fucking hell, Helix.
So I guess I think maybe like it's like me, him, and Silhouette all redeemed to get the biggest maximum size. And I'm gonna say this right now, for everyone watching at home. I know we have some PTSD, but I like to believe that in the future, disease not an issue. So them sharing this and like sharing like having multiple straws and multiple spoons, not a problem.
Yeah.
And so I think like we each like tap tap tap, and we get this big ass fucking thing. It's like in like a punch bowl almost, and it's just normal root beer, but with the float element is Gonberry ice cream. And then it has like, it's like a sundae situation almost. So it has like Gonberry, like vanilla wafers on it and shit like that. And then we just fucking devour together.
When you guys are eating this, you get to the bottom of the bowl. And at the bottom of the bowl, you see that there's a kind of a transparent layer, and there's something there. There's like a little card, and it has almost like a little AR lens on it that looks like you should pass it over something. And there is text on it as well that looks like it's in really just like made up symbolic language. It's not based on anything real. And it has like 2 layers, and you realize that it's not like soggy. It's not in the bowl, it's under. So you can actually reach under the bowl in like a hidden like panel and pull it out from between the glass and look at it. And you see that there are 2. And as you pass that decoder lens over the second card that has like that made up language on it. And by the way, Helix getting all the way into this. It's like a clue. So he's looking at it and it passes over, and you see that it is like a decoder. So as you pass that over, it translates to English, and you can see what like the sort of made up language actually says. And it says, "If ye be treasure hunters, come aboard. Find ye maybe what these thou. How do pirates talk?
I don't know.
Thigh. You want to hit him with a couple of thighs, I guess.
Ye
like
may
thigh
just
might
find.
be-
Ye may just find a bigger treat."
Ooh.
Yeah, there we go.
Wham.
So
Wow.
we have to sneak on board the pirate ship? Baby's just sitting there.
Silhouette.
Yeah.
He's looking at it and he goes, Silhouette looks at it too, and she goes, sneak aboard? That seems, if we're wrong, that feels like it might have consequences.
But you're also invisible, so how many consequences could it possibly have?
And the
That's
show's like
I feel like that's a grander question regarding my entire character.
the show's
Huh.
like 20 minutes. You can get in and get out in that time.
I mean, and Helix looking at it and he goes, I haven't been here in a very long time.
I was just about to ask too.
Very long time. And it has changed a bit. The memory's a little fuzzy. I was pretty small. And he looks around, like, make sure no one's really listening. And he goes, but this is relatively new. And Ivy was telling me that this was here and that I should look for it. That there was like root beer related things here that, you know, guess that's a personality trait that I have now.
Well, it is like one of the very few things most people know about you. So, you know, which I mean, to have that be one of the few things that people know about you is that you like root beer is works out pretty well for you because you
does.
get free root beer all the time. So,
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But if I'm to understand that we can redeem a apparently larger root beer related item, given the overall quality of the offerings here, I think maybe we should pool our efforts, redeem for our individual teams, if you'll have my help, that is.
it's like he's so serious.
We're
All
at
the
a
time.
theme park. Yeah, it's fine.
Good. Okay. Well, we should probably start coming up with a plan then. And as you see, he's like poring over this thing. He's looking over the cards. Silhouette goes, guys, and she just points, and you see that as when the show ends, the boat pulls away and it pulls up to the dock, and there's a little meet and greet that you can do with the pirate version of Barry, the Bobcat, and all the pirate actors. You can go aboard the ship and do a little lap around the lake.
Oh yeah, baby.
So she goes, we can probably just go on the boat.
Yeah, let's go.
I want to
Just
go on the boat.
Thank God somebody like
I've never
has
been
their
on a
brain
boat.
turned
I've
on.
never been on a boat.
Jeez.
Sorry, what, Jeremy? What?
Oh,
sorry,
I'm
Prometheus?
just I'm so it's fine. No, literally nobody cares at this point. I'm just happy that Silhouette had her brain turned on. Because oh boy,
Good.
we were about to do some really stupid stuff.
Even as Jeremy's saying this, BB leans over and goes, what if we led a mutiny on the ship and we took Barry down?
Wants to hoard all of the berry riches for himself.
Yeah, bet.
That is appealing, but I don't think Monarch would like that very much.
Mm-mm.
She did say he was her friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
suppose.
would she be friends with a pirate?
I mean, from what I can understand of my historical reading and research, is that there are forms of piracy that are moral and right to do, and you should do them, but only some.
We're walking towards the ship, I imagine, as we're having this conversation.
Helix also goes, and to be fair, Barry did put an end to their crimes using only his pure kindness.
Just like we're going to. No, who needs powers or martial arts when you have the word please and thank you?
And decoder cards.
Oh yeah. You been on a boat? Is this also your first? Are we 3 for 5? 3 for 5 for 5 on boatage?
Jeremy and I have been on boats at the PDP, but they were
Oh.
like weird military boats and not piratey boats.
Well, I was on a boat in Amberley. I mean, it's right by
That's
the
true.
coast, so
I've never
That's
been
true.
on a pirate ship. Ooh, he says shiftily.
do you think that there's a cannon that we can fire on there? Like a pirate cannon? That'd be cool.
Sick.
Well, they fired some during the show. I think it was just smoke and sound.
They're really trying to kill us with real cannonballs.
For real. Can we go aboard?
Yeah, so you go into the crowd. Again, the only people here are Moonlight students. So if you guys want to say that there anybody else specific is here doing the boat tour with you, you're welcome to say that.
And maybe,
Or it can be just you guys.
maybe Helix just like signals everyone else
Sure.
on his team because now it's like dual team event.
Yeah, he'll rope in
Yeah.
the rest of Team Tonitrus and get them over here.
BB leans over to Baby Loney and is like, I need your help with investigation because this is something that I'm less good at.
Yeah, I'll say.
Get rad.
Yeah, man, what do you want?
Yeah, I mean, let's just do it together. Another BB Baby collaboration.
Sure.
Can we
Yeah,
just-
I
can I just
mean,
roll?
I'll party with Team Tonitrus.
Can I just roll investigation? Wait, is she not on? Oh fuck, she's on Team Blackout. My bad.
You can be here anyway.
Yeah. Still invite her over.
Baby and Quick Time just like bound up hand in hand, like swinging their hands together.
Hell yeah, cute.
I was gonna say she could be with Poltergeist, but she isn't always with Poltergeist. So.
Poltergeist isn't on Team Tonitrus either.
No, but she probably is spending a fair amount of time with him here
Yes.
in their first hero outing together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I roll investigation on the ship?
Yeah. So you go onto the ship and you know that you have like you're quickly told that the actors are kind of encouraging you to explore. And they're showing you can go into the captain's cabin, you can go down below into the hold. There are all these different places that you can go on the ship.
I'm gonna turn it upside down for this reward.
Where do you guys think would be the best place to look given the clue?
What was the clue again? Was there anything specific in the clue?
No, the clue just led you to the boat.
Okay.
Okay. So let's just start looking.
I mean,
If-
the most exclusive place on a ship is the captain's quarters.
But at the same time, the most precious cargo is always in the hold. Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer, baby.
All right, I'll go down.
Okay.
I'll go with Jeremy and maybe Baby can go with us.
I'll go with Helix and Quick Time.
To the captain's quarters.
Yes.
Okay. So, BB, you're in the captain's quarters, or are you on?
I'm in the hold, and Silhouette can come with us too, or she can go with Harriman. Either way.
Okay. So you go over to the hold, and you see that there's actually it's like a trap door that has to be pulled open.
Uh-huh.
So did you roll an investigation check?
Not yet. Here, let
Okay,
me do
so
that.
go ahead and give me one of those.
That's intelligence?
Yeah, and Jeremy, you can help if you want to.
Yeah.
You can either roll your own one separately or give a number of rerolls to BB. One of those two things.
Roll separately.
Yeah.
You have good intelligence.
I also
I got
have a
one of
rank
the
in
two.
investigation.
Yeah.
Ouch. Oh shit. Oh, that sucked. 4 out of 5.
Ooh, so 1 out of
Nice.
2. BB, I think you're the first one to go to try to open it, and you realize very quickly that like it is locked. And you try to pull open the hold, and it's like, this is like wooden panel that won't come open. And you're looking on the surface of the wood, and you do see some of those markings are written on here.
Mhm.
Jeremy, with 4 out of 5, you're able to actually like spot that a little bit sooner. And you notice as well that there is a keyhole that looks like a kind of a fancy old-timey keyhole, not like a regular house key. It looks like an old-timey skeleton key would fit in this lock, and that underneath that is where the text is written. So let me ask, who has the decoder card? Because you guys only got one.
Helix. So,
Okay. So you'll need the
Caramel's
decoder card to see what this says.
Jeremy will radio Haramone and say to them, We got more decoder text down here and a keyhole. So when you're done in there, possibly finding a key, meet us down here.
Okay. So, meanwhile, back over in the captain's quarters, you guys see the captain is not currently in here. The captain is out on deck. This very grand figure, and I think she's like a very beefy actor with like this big strong jaw. She's got this huge hat with multicolored feathers coming out of it, and this long red coat trimmed with gold. She's walking around interacting with everybody. But you're able to go into the captain's quarters, and you're looking around, and you see that there is this ornate sort of desk, this table, this big velvet gold and red chair behind the desk. There are all of these paintings, like these delicate oil paintings of the sea and of islands hanging on the walls. There are various trinkets that you notice are like, you squint at them and you see that they're sort of painted on, so you can just like take them. So those are like the immediate details. If anybody wants to investigate or perceive beyond that.
Perceive.
Finding
please.
reasons to make dice rolls.
Perceive, please.
Okay. He looks a roll separate because he's more of an investigation man.
Oh, I rolled good for once. Yay. I got a 5 out of 4.
Oh, okay. Then
Brah.
I'm not gonna roll for Helix because that's an outstanding success, and you're the
Hell
player,
yeah.
you should have it.
Find it immediately.
So Helix starts looking around for sure. Actually, all of Team Tonitrus is like the well-oiled machine. They start going through all the different clues and like all the things around the walls, and they're looking around. But Haramon, you immediately, before any of them, your eyes fall on the most interesting piece of scenery in the room, and it does kind of blend in because the table is, you know, kind of tall, and there's all this shiny stuff. But there's this parchment rolled out map that as you touch it, it is not a part of the environment. It's actually there. And it's it looks like it chronicles the journey that this ship has gone on. And there's all these islands and like places. It almost looks like it's a map of the first city, but it's drawn in like an old or not a map of Paragon and the continent, but it's like an old school map. You know, it's drawn in that old piratey style. So you see like the red dotted lines of all the places it's gone and like X's of where they found something. And at the bottom of the map, there is some of that language that needs to be decoded.
We just see everyone split off and do like really cool, looking really cool, like doing investigator tectonitrous shit.
Mhm.
And Haramon just like looks at them, looks around, spots it, walks up to the desk, picks it up, and just like, guys,
Mhm.
I found it. Unfolds it and shows it to Helix so he can decode it.
Okay. So Helix runs the decoder card over the language, and it says something to the effect of I was about to say the tastiest booty. I'm not
No,
gonna
no.
Yep. Yeah. Maybe it'll say our greatest treasure lies within the hold. Only the captain holds the key. But should you speak your need, there the key will be.
Oh.
Cut to BB. I think we have to kill the captain. Cut back.
So we just say key, please, and she'll give it to us. I'm not very good at riddles. I'm gonna say that right now.
Are you guys still in the captain's office? we
I think
maybe
we
re-
like meet in the middle,
Alright.
like on top deck, and relay this information.
Where is the captain? Is it
The captain is just out on the deck interacting with people.
who wants to go talk to her?
I guess I'll go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jeremy.
Jeremy will. All right, he's getting into character. He'll make a big ol' pirate hat.
Out of
And-
fire?
Out of fire?
Yeah. And he'll swagger out onto the deck and say, I hear ye be the captain of this vessel.
Aye, that I be. You seem to be the captain of the flame itself. Remarkable that ye aren't burning your little hairs off there, friend. Tell me, what brings ye aboard my vessel?
I hear ye be hiding a piece of precious cargo down below, and I just be seeing myself to your key, if you'd be so kind.
Well, before today, I might have said no, hoarded it all for myself. But Barry here has taught me the value of kindness, and
Holy shit.
since you've asked so nicely, the treasure is yours to share, assuming that you do share. And she hands you a key.
Thank you. He'll go to the cargo hold.
You go to the cargo hold and you unlock it, and there's like a little ladder that leads down. For the sake of the sake, the writing that was on the cargo hold door was just to direct you to, like, you need to go find the key. So we
Mhm.
bypassed that. And you climb down the ladder, and you can see that there's like piles of gold and stuff that's all around, but again, it's built into the scenery. You know, it's like not high budget, and it looks like it's been here for a long time. It's like an older attraction. So it's like piles of plastic gold that are built up out of the ground and stuff. But there is one wooden chest that, again, it's like bolted to the ground, but it is a very nice looking effect. And the chest does not have a lock on it, but it is closed, and it's like in the center of the room, very clearly in position to be like, draw your attention here. This is the cool thing in the room. Yeah.
Who wants to open it?
I mean, I won't lie, I really want to open it, but one of you should get to do the honors though.
I'll go for a helix.
Pop off, King.
It's yours.
Sure.
Get
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Okay. And he kneels in front of it, and with both
my God.
hands delicately opens it, and he looks at it, and you see a smile sort of prick at the corners of his mouth. And while the top half of his face echoes Tonatrus and the serious man that you know, the bottom half of his face, that strong jaw, there is, the best way I can describe it is a lost child kind of being found again in this moment. In the bottom half of his face. And then he waves you guys over. And you look, and you see under or above a layer of like plastic gold, there is a kind of a gold coin on top that's bigger than the rest, and it has this shiny surface that mirrors the surface of that gold card that Deadeye Dan had. So he takes his lanyard and he scans it on it to redeem an item.
Do the same. And Team Blackout gets a little treat too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Lemon
Wow.
gets to do-
Three-way accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, you see that there is a skull and crossbones, like up above on the wall, facing you, kind of overlooking you. And there's a little speaker in it that's like not hidden very well. And as soon as you scan the barcode, and it happens each time that someone does it, so you hear it
Oh.
3 times. And it goes, "Congratulations, matey. you've just earned yourself the famed root beer barrel cake. And when it says root beer barrel cake, it sounds like it was recorded separately because like the actual prize changes different years.
Hermon, when it says root beer barrel cake, Hermon death grips on to Helix's shoulder. Goes, yes.
Well, I suppose we have an appointment for after dinner then.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I'll see you all at the mountain. And he smiles again, but this time it's not just at the corners, it's genuine. And you get the impression that he's being self-aware. He's making fun of himself.
Cute. We love a self-aware king.
Love a self-aware king. Wow. Honestly, I'm gonna say something that has been the elephant in my room personally since a couple days ago. The girlies and the gays are really gonna go crazy for you. I hope you're ready for that because I mean the cheeks.
Oh God, you're saying this to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This.
Hell yeah.
The eyes, everything. Oh my God. The Blakes really did a number. Assuming it was the Blakes.
It was.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
I had input. I don't need to go into it, but I'm glad you like it. I think it's functional.
And we match. Hermon brings up their costatum metal gauntlets with the alligator scoot fin blades on it.
It's being revealed now.
I already said it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
because you left it a mystery last episode.
We done been new. Well, no, but you can tell that they are.
Okay.
That I think I said that they are alligator scoots, but they're in fin blade. Anyways, well, if I didn't, it was not meant to be a secret, so I'm saying it now. And Hermon is like, ink on his fin blades.
Yep, and he does have them too, but his are black and made of like a lightweight metal.
Should we go try to find some jelly beans and run out of here?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Very important. Personal mission. That Silhouette, of course, speaking.
Yeah.
And everyone here on Team Tonatrus nods to you. Ivy in his purple and white wrestler-inspired outfit gives you a big clap on the shoulder. And he goes, I guess I'll see you guys on the mountain.
See you on the mountain.
See you on the slopes, bruh.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm hitting that barbecue joint.
Ooh. Yeah.
I have one slot that is reserved for some ribs.
Yeah.
And he heads up, and you guys all make your way back up just around the time that the captain is saying her goodbyes as people are filtering off back onto the dock, back out into Carnival Pier, where your second out of 4 challenges have been redeemed.
Wait, what are the other snacks on Carnival Pier really quick? Because Baby might want to grab something as we run out.
What I was saying before is like this is the most varied food in terms of like multicultural elements, because it is like a mini cultural fair. That's the carnival element of it. There's like a big Ferris wheel that you can go on.
Sick.
You can like you can overlook the whole park.
We'll go ahead and grab Gonberry cotton candy, and that'll be the second thing on the card.
There's sweet and spicy Gonberry popcorn.
I think honestly, Hermon just goes for like some like Gonberry, like Ethiopian food.
Ooh,
that's fun because I've been eating it in real life for the past like 3 months.
Dude, Ethiopian food fucks hard.
Ooh. So you tick off another. You got 3.
I got 3.
I got 2. Jeremy, are you gonna get anything?
I'm also picking up some cotton candy.
Hell yeah! Cheers to cotton candy.
Tink.
Tink. And then we roll out.
I think Silhouette is running around, and she's like, I can't find the damn jelly beans, but hold on.
Really?
And she comes back from one particular there's like a little candy store here, and she goes, Okay, so they have like jelly beans that you could get anywhere, like branded. They said that the Gonberry ones, they actually specifically sell them out in the shops outside, which I knew we should have stopped, but we had to get in. But
On the
so
way
I'll pick
out.
some stuff on the way out.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Now
I
I
guess
know.
that's the draw.
That's
is that,
yeah. They
like,
have to
go
save some stuff to
shop-
go
yeah,
shop.
Should
I
we-
get it.
Should we do adrenaline and then the kitty section, because that's where Monarch said she wanted to take a picture of us, and we should like do that last before we do the final like feast.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yes.
Okay, so your next stop is Adrenaline Avenue then.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So I guess you guys begin to make your way toward Adrenaline Avenue.
Yes.
So Adrenaline Avenue is so named, obviously, because it's where these big coasters are. It is the sort of modern draw to this park. It has some very record-breaking coasters.
Oh,
This is
shit.
also where you will find the that big tower one that you go up and then it drops you. But there are some other ones as well that where what we can like workshop some ideas for some. But you can imagine all of the stuff that we come to expect from big like thrill ride roller coasters are present here. So there are ones where your feet dangle. There's ones where it's like you're on your stomach and it's like you're flying.
Ah,
There's all kinds of ones.
Could there be one called Veloci, just the T, and then it curves slightly up and then just goes straight down, back up, and then goes backwards, back up.
I like the
Oh my
idea
God.
that maybe that's the one. It's like the steepest drop of a roller
Yeah.
coaster on Paragon, full stop.
Mhm.
So that's like the big one.
it did.
Do we
like-
see anyone we know around here?
Well, because this is the kind of episode that it is, it's up to you guys who you want to hang out with. So who would you like to be here?
I think it would be really funny if we just look up and on the one where you're on your stomach, it's like anyone who can fly. So it's like Pantheon and Cambio and Prestige. And they're
Yes.
doing that one.
It's just all of the heroes
Who can
who are
fly.
here are doing
Hell
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be very funny.
And all of the empty seats are taken up by more Pantheons. So it's
Yeah.
all of the Pantheons
Oh my
in one
God.
row.
That's incredible.
Wow.
So that's the first thing. You hear a distinct scream, but it's 4 distinct screams that are all the same, and they are Pantheon, and you've never heard her make that sound before. But you look up and that's what you see.
Yep.
Is like you have caught just the right moment. You guys now have to bear witness to this. And I think maybe no one else is around. So you're like, you'll have to prove to people that this happened.
It's too fast to like whip out a phone or
Yeah.
anything.
And you can. I mean, you can try. I might make you do like a dexterity check or
Let's
something.
do it.
Let's go.
I'll do it,
Blackmail
Dex. Check,
your
let's go.
squad leader.
Yeah.
Oh, dexterity?
Let's hit it.
Fuck.
Also, fuck.
This is kind of tough.
I got 2 6s, so that's
Oh,
an
hell yeah.
outstanding success, because that's a 4
Okay.
out of 3.
I got 1 out of 3, so thank you, Haramone.
0
Yeah,
out of 1.
3, you just get nothing. What'd you get?
0 out of 1.
0 out of
So I
1,
dropped
yeah.
my phone.
Oh,
Oh no. Yeah. Well, no, it's not. It's not a critical risk, so there's no reason for it to be a critical failure. You just don't get it. Like picture of nothing. But Haramon, you get some clear pictures, like really good ones. I think you actually
Wanna do
would
video?
get 2. Oh yeah. I mean, with an outstanding success, you meet your goal and then some. So.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. So you see that happen. And they all get off the ride. And you see that like Combio is chuckling a little bit. He and Fulcrum are having a great time. I want to say that Diamond Soul would be the one who's like, we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
And then Pantheon goes into one single Pantheon. The ride operator is like, just like shitting himself. He's just like, I was the guy who was here when this happened. No one will ever believe me.
All right, well, you guys may not want to do that again, but BB points at the big coaster. Will you do that with us?
Tonatrus actually does chuckle a little bit, and he turns to Pantheon and he goes, "They're your team, Pantheon. This is a job for you."
Boo. Cowardice.
Boo.
And she goes, "Well, I mean, it's I'm happy to do it. I haven't been on it yet. This is actually a relatively new edition. It's kind of a big deal because it is the steepest drop of any coaster in the world right now.
Whoa.
Now, I've done my research. They had one like this back on Earth a long time ago, but this is something else. So I've been dying to do it. I would love to do it with you guys if you can handle it. There's something else I should tell you, though. And I mean, I don't know if you just want to find the clues for yourself. I don't want to ruin the surprise for you.
No, we want the clues, I think.
Yeah, we want the clues. We've been doing clues all day, so we'll take free clues.
Yeah.
If you eat a Gonberry hand pie before you go on the ride and you don't throw up, that's the challenge for this area.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I mean, I know I just made a joke about Tonatrus being a coward, but I also just don't think that me being who I am with my issues should go on this ride.
That's fair.
So this might be a rest of Team Pantheon sort of charge.
Aw, come on, Haramone. A fun group trust building experience. Don't tell me. And I'm gonna be going to the desert, and this is like the last outing for us. You're really just gonna leave us to do this on our own?
This is really hitting home for experiences I've had at theme parks.
I mean, I could just be the resident like person who like takes iconic video. I'm like holding the phone so Pantheon can kind of see it. Iconic videos of my team and our squad leader screaming their heads off. So I already got one. So I could just be the guy that like does that. But I mean, I will do it. I will succumb to the peer pressure. I just don't think it's a good idea.
And hey, I mean, we confront danger for a living. I don't want to get too real, but you know, it's gonna get more real. Unfortunately, it's already gotten real for you guys. But I don't think it's a character flaw to not consort with, I mean, it's not dangerous, it's perfectly safe, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the life we live, there are a lot of people who don't watch horror movies or go on rides because they get enough of those feelings from their actual life or jobs.
Fair enough.
It's really just the backwards I'm worried about, honestly. Like I'm sure that's the like throw up inducing part of it, and I just don't. The tamal was good on the way down. I don't think it'll be good on the way back up.
Think of it as strength training, though. What if someone has a power that makes you throw up?
That's really strangely not a bad point, but we got to start with the hand pies first, right?
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I am messing with you a little bit. They don't base it on whether you throw up or not. They want you to ride the new ride. It's a marketing thing. So if you ride the ride and you show the picture at the end of the ride and prove that you were on the ride, then that's it. That's the whole challenge. I'm sorry, that was a little mean.
Jeremy will move as fast as you've ever seen him and like throw an arm around Pantheon's neck and be like, "Why'd you say that? I want to see him blow chunks."
Well, I think you've been through enough. I can put my own fun aside for a moment, although you really should try the hand pies. They're pretty good.
So we get in line for the ride, I think.
Yeah.
If Haramone, do you want to sit out?
Yeah. I'll eat a
All
hand pie in the meantime.
She'll buy it for you if you want.
Yes.
You don't have to like waste a point
Mom.
on it if you don't want to.
Thanks, Mom.
Jeremy will eat a hand pie before going on.
Is Silhouette joining us?
Yes.
Silhouette, do you want to come?
Silhouette
Yeah.
loves shit like this.
That's true.
Yeah, 100%. She's like, yeah, record-breaking piece of technology. I think I will.
What is the teen operating the ride like? What is the aesthetic of Adrenaline Avenue? Like, how do they have to act here? Because I'm imagining it's full like, what's up? Welcome to Velocity.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I think it's just big energy
Yeah.
for sure. I think that this is kind of an experienced person though, because this is somebody who has to do the job of like making note of who's doing, getting the
Mhm.
like who is going on here, knowing that they get the redeemed
The
thing
secret.
for it,
Yeah.
But I do like that energy though. I think it's like an older surfer guy, older as in
That's
like
rad.
like he's in his 30s, but he still has that surfer aesthetic. So he's got like the
Mhm.
frosted tips and the sunglasses, and he's
Puka
like,
shell necklace.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
I've seen men much older with that aesthetic, so
I'm picturing a specific man that I know in real life, but I'm not going to tell
Yeah.
you.
I mean that's the Southern California vibe.
Yeah, that's true.
But
But yeah, like buff, approaching middle-aged guy.
for sure.
Looks like he might
So-
have been a firefighter at one point.
This is the ride that you ride, and then you get a prize at the end, right?
Yeah, man. If you know the prize, you get the prize. All you got to do is ride the ride. And, snap a picture of the picture at the end.
Got it. All right. Any last words, fellow team members and leader?
Don't throw up.
Team Pantheon.
Yeah.
The silent nothing, just looking
Yeah.
around vacantly.
Okay. If
Let's
you guys,
go.
do you guys have any, if you guys don't have any like specific people in mind that you want to be here for this, I think when you get in the actual like ride, there's a separate single rider line, and slotting in behind you is Knock Knock.
Oh,
it's
hell
totally gonna be
yeah.
Knock Knock.
She
Fuck
100%
yeah.
would be about this. And she sits down behind you. Maybe she sits down like where Harriman would have in that moment.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you see that she's got her big, like boxy, comfortable looking outfit with like the sort of padded leathers, the geometric shapes that, if you know, imply very heavily the shape of French fries, and the big like KK in a circle with her little domino mask.
KK Slider.
Hell yeah.
And she's got this huge grin on her face.
She's
She's
KK
sitting there.
sliding in.
And she goes, I had 3 hand pies.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And
You
I
sure
am
you're
not
gonna be?
going to be throwing up. I am incapable of throwing up. I was born without the ability to do so.
God, I wish I was that person. Have you found any Gonberry fries yet? Knock knock.
Oh yeah, it was the first thing that I looked for. In fact, they have this really good ketchup, and you
That's good. That's excellent.
I'm just like recording the whole thing.
Mhm.
The
Can we
whole-
run? Can we roll willpower checks to not throw up?
con. It's con.
Okay, con. Got it.
Constitution, Constitution. Yeah.
So I think it has that sort of maglev roller coaster element. I think that's the cool thing, is that for a while you launch and you go around like on the low level, and then you hit a point where it slows down and you climb up, and then you come back down and do another like fast lap, and then it's over.
Sick. All right, here I go. Is BB gonna blow chunks?
Is Pantheon gonna blow chunks?
I'm not rolling for Pantheon or Knock Knock because they just
Invulnerability.
What?
What?
They're-
I mean, Prometheus, do you want to go first?
It only happens on no successes, I feel like. Unless narratively you just want it to happen.
Well, I got 2 out of 3, so
You're fine.
Oh, I got no successes.
Oh, BB,
Oh,
you fully throw
no.
up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think before she even gets off the ride, but has the presence of mind to lean over to the side that Knock Knock is not on, not throw up in the ride.
I think this ride is maybe even like it's closest to Carnival Pier. I would say Adrenaline Avenue is just off of Carnival Pier anyway. So some of the rides are overlooking the water. This one is the closest to the water. So it's over a little what's the right word? Like a tributary, like some water off of the lake. So that when people throw up, it just goes into the fluorinated water, you know?
BB goes,
fish, even.
this is the ride. Yeah. This is the wildest ride in the West.
As you're getting off, Knock Knock goes, it could have been faster.
My God.
The guy, though, this surfer man, is like, hey, don't be sad. That's just more room for food.
Why?
I'm never gonna eat anything again. But you're right. And BB hands out with a little shaking hand her food card.
Yeah, and he scans it for you, for all of you guys, and for Knock Knock, for her team.
Yay.
So what happens here now? We gotta have an Adrenaline Avenue food. Everything has been desserts so far. I feel like there should be a really cool like savory item, because for Cowboy Country, it was like a big apple pie, like a take-home pie, and then we have the root beer barrel cake.
This is where you mean for the reward?
For the reward.
Yeah.
Brisket.
Ooh,
Brisket's honestly pretty good. I fuck with brisket.
Mhm.
I can't think of anything else that'd be better.
Maybe it's like a giant brisket sandwich that can be
Ooh.
split amongst a bunch of people.
Yes.
Nice.
Because I feel
But
like
it has
you'll be able to get brisket in like the barbecue area.
Mhm.
yeah.
But if it's a special one, it's like a huge brisket sandwich.
It's like an aged brisket that's smoked or
Mhm.
something, and they put a
Dry-aged or
special
something.
fiery sauce on it or something. Yeah. For the
Wagyu.
adrenaline. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is also where the said burger that Pantheon was talking about is in Adrenaline Avenue. At least it's like the best version of it. So Harriman gets that. Yeah.
Maybe they have an offshoot, like a
Yeah.
satellite for it. Yeah.
Satellite.
Because it's definitely it's in the
Munch.
barbecue joint in Munch Mountain.
Yeah. Yes. So Harriman gets that one because Harriman did not go on the ride and did not throw.
When BB gets off, she goes over to Harriman and hugs him and goes, "You were right."
Just pats your head.
It is
what
truly
food-
the kind of burger that is like, I hate that I can only get this at this theme park.
Yeah.
What food is in Adrenaline Alley?
Adrenaline Avenue is not super about
Adrenaline
the
Avenue, my
food
bad.
as much because this is like the ride place.
Mhm.
So it's mostly just transit, you know, because it is
For sure.
between Carnival Pier that has a lot of food
Betwixt.
and leading over toward Munch Mountain where all the food is.
Mhm.
So it's sort of just designed to funnel you toward other places where the food is.
For sure.
I think it's mostly just going to be like transit food, like popcorn and like nuts and stuff.
Can BB get like, this is kind of weird, but like a long pretzel that's almost shaped like a fucking roller coaster or something?
That's fun.
Yeah.
Pretzel
that
with,
has Gonberry
pretzel
in
with
it.
the mustard. With the fun mustard.
Or like you can maybe it's like a little like hollowed out or indented so it does look like a roller coaster, and then they put whatever you want inside it. So it's like it could be cheese, it could be the mustard. Yes.
But yeah, that's the move. So number 3 on the card, check.
Okay.
Check.
Adrenaline Avenue. Only one to go.
Texting Monarch.
Yeah,
that we're
let's
going
do
over
it.
to the kiddie zone.
Okay. So this is where, do you want Monarch or all of Team Prestige?
All of Team Prestige.
Okay.
That's more fun.
So
Or what do you
yeah.
Jeremy, we're gonna get you alone with Monarch. You're gonna make your move, okay?
Wait, no, it needs to be like after the sun has gone down or is going down. Yeah. So don't leave me alone. Do not leave me alone. If you leave me alone, I will kill you.
That's fair. I won't do that.
Is the challenge for the thing to take a picture with Barry the Bobcat? Please.
That makes sense.
Please. Yes. Sorry. we're gonna continue now.
Mm-hmm.
So you head over to Barry's Bonanza, and you see that all of the, what was the name of the cartoon characters that you said, Eric, before?
Oh, it's
Macadamia nut something. Studios.
macadamia nut comics.
Yes.
It's
My Hero Macadamia.
Footy the dog, Coachella the bird, and yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
around. There are mascots
Sad
for
Boy
them
or
all over the
something?
place. There are
Sad
kiddie
Boy,
rides.
yeah.
There's like a little train ride that kind of just goes in a circle. There's like fun houses that you can do. There's like a big bounce house. And then there is indeed like a whole petting zoo where they have
Aw.
Paragon specific animals, because they've maintained a tradition here where you can find all throughout the first city in Paragon, like people have genetically engineered using DNA from Earth animals that you had on Earth. So there are literal cows and chickens and horses that have been cultivated here carefully so that they don't disrupt the natural sort of landscape. But because this park was built so early on and people being here, that wasn't really going on yet. And they've maintained that tradition of only having Paragon specific animals in the petting zoo. And so there are. But the funny thing is there's no kids. There's no kids here.
Yeah. But that's not stopping us, because I bet your sweet ass that Mr. Menagerie and Canvas are there at the very least.
They are indeed.
Yeah.
And
Do you want to talk about Canvas's costume?
ooh,
You did
yeah,
design it.
it's very, yeah, I designed pretty much all of the costumes that of the characters that like I created. Yes. Canvas, he has essentially just like a one skin tight one piece, and it's this very pleasing shade of brown, and it's like has these the edges have like a thicker sort of accent, I guess, like where the hem is, where so it's like a almost like a choker. I'm really bad at describing things, but basically they're shorts as well, skin tight shorts, and so tank top and shorts, so it shows off his very buff and toned arms with his black tattoos, and it shows off all of the tattoos on his legs, and he also has boots as well, and he has sort of like a cowboy hat-esque. I can't really decide if it's a cowboy hat or if it's closer to like a trilby sort of shape, but it is permanently affixed to his head, I guess.
Permanently. Cannot
you
take
can't
it
take it off. But at least when he's wearing the costume, it's always in this configuration where it's like tilted to one side. So one side is always in shadow and it looks really cool. And he also has like fingerless gloves and everything. He looks very like stereotypically like it's like Crocodile Dundee, like that is sort of what he's going for, but like a superhero costume. And is there a like Paragon horse equivalent?
Yeah.
So I think he's currently like, they do have horses if adults want to partake, and ponies as well for the children. But so he's doing the little horse ride, and Haramon immediately spots that and wants to go do it too, and starts to run over to the horse ride. Yes.
Yeah. So you can kind of go around in a little circle with
Yes.
the ponies.
And you watch as Haramon like mounts the horse, and it like you see that like whoever the horse attendants are like starting to explain, like you have to put it here and hoist up here, and then when you dismount do this. But Haramon just like gets on and knows what they're doing, and is really, really happy.
You see Mr. Menagerie is here as well.
Is he an animal?
No, he is himself in his gold and blue bodysuit with his little jacket that's part of his costume. Blonde hair fully out, but it's popping out of the top of a sort of facial buttress. And he has these big gold goggles that look like they can change color for different situations. And he's got these gold and blue M's that are created by the shapes of his chest piece. And he is talking very enthusiastically with this like horse handler who is around your guys' age. And they're like laughing and talking, and you overhear him as you pass by just talking about like the feeding patterns and the schedule. He's learning all their names and stuff, and like he is very much putting out the energy of like, I am this friendly superhero character. And the horse, not horse, the Norse is really seemingly like impressed by this, and he's just genuinely trying to learn from her too, and they're just engaged in this conversation. When you finally get off the horses, he scarcely even notices, and he finally is like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go talk to my friends, but I'd love to talk more about this whenever. And she's like, yeah, of course, I mean, anytime, really. Here, I don't know, superhero training stuff, I'm not gonna, don't worry about identity stuff, but if you want to contact me at any time. And she writes down like a number and gives him a card, and he goes, thank you so much, I would love to talk shop more. I'll see you around. And he turns to you and goes, hey. His eyes go wide for a second, and then he's like, come on, let's go over here, and walks you away. And Canvas is like, all right, mate.
What's up, both of you? How's it going? How are you living?
I mean, did you get a load of these animals?
I know, they're so cute. I've never seen some of these before.
Really?
The not horses are pretty easy enough. You just ride them like anything else I've ridden before. But like, what the fuck is that thing? And then Haramon sort of like points to like a not cow.
Just imagine the camera pans over to the weirdest looking thing you've ever seen, chewing on grass.
Yeah. Yeah. A not goat, not llama.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I'm having a great time. We got 3 out of 4 of the secret menu challenges, so we're almost done with that one. This is a great first amusement park experience for me personally.
Gotta say though, not a lot of shall we say, more unusual offerings, like say something in the reptile family.
Oh yeah,
A little disappointing, but I guess not altogether unexpected.
I mean, they don't tend to be people's, where I'm from, duh. But it seems to me out here they're not really people's favorites. So
Well, I'd certainly like to try. It's menagerie. And he looks over your shoulder. You guys are here as well, right? He goes, hey gang.
Heyo.
How do I be like you?
Oh my god.
Teach me your secrets, oh great sage.
King.
Well, I would say it's mostly bright colors and very particular upbringing, but those are the serious answers. Anyway,
stupid answers only for today.
You guys having fun? I got a text from Monarch that you guys were ready for the final challenge. We're doing pictures, right?
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy challenge. Yeah, let's
it's
do
pretty
that.
easy. Pretty win-win situation.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the main demographic is, youngins. So I suppose the challenges can't be too terribly hard. Got to be attainable to a 5-year-old.
And what is a 5-year-old more adept at than just standing somewhere and looking cute?
Oh, you'd be surprised. I've met some right devilish tykes.
Damn. Fuck those kids.
Fuck them kids, bro.
I should probably leave you to it then. Don't want to get.
Well, you're not gonna be in the photo with us?
Oh no, I mean you guys do your thing with your teams and such. I don't want to intrude. I'll go catch
Yeah.
up with anyone else. That's fine.
Hermione will
Oh
just
my god.
like sidle up to Canvas and just like take a selfie of just them two.
Cute.
Yeah.
I can't believe that Canvas thinks that we're ugly. Oh, day ruined.
Oh, I mean, I
If you
No,
don't take a
I'll
picture
stick
with us,
around
you
if
think
you
we're
want to.
ugly. Yeah.
I just don't want to get in the middle of your thing here. But no, I'll stay. I mean, I'm not done with the animals, so I'll be around if you need me or want to chat a little more. Anyway, Scott, I'll see you later, Ken.
Oh, they're friends. Besties.
Cute.
Yeah, you've seen them interacting before. You know that
Mhm.
they're friends, but in the past they've been a little more like, but not like secret friends, but they run in very different circles, you know. So
Mhm.
they haven't been very like publicly friending around. But here they're just openly hanging out together and like they're not at all worried about that.
Mhm.
So that's kind of the evolution of their friendship now.
Oh, I love them.
So he goes over to hang out with you said llamas. I think what would be really funny is if there are these creatures that look similar to llamas, but maybe they have like little horns and like fatter stomachs. And people couldn't really decide what to call them. So they ended up calling them yamas. And the joke is like yama, like they couldn't decide what to call it.
Oh, that's cute.
It sounds like llama. Yeah.
That's cute.
So he goes to hang out with the yamas.
Is there a photo booth set up nearby? And is Monarch nearby that?
It is at that point that Monarch, Matryoshka, and Teatro all show up. Monarch is now covered in gear. She has a bag full of stuffed animals that have been won, spilling out. She is wearing an even bigger hat than she was before, but her visor is still kind of, she's like double hatted. She's just carrying so much stuff. Her thing is like full of cream slush. It's kind of on her face a little bit. She like wipes it away. Matryoshka is carrying the biggest teddy bear you've ever seen, like on her back.
Oh.
And Teatro is kind of walking alongside her, but slightly behind. And it looks like he's watching to make sure that the teddy bear doesn't fall. But she is
Aw.
deceptively strong for someone so short. So
Yeah.
that sounds like short people aren't strong. I don't mean that. But she like, you know, it's that thing. She's kind of little. It's like, you're strong, you know? So she's got this huge thing and she goes, everyone, look, this is Ivan. He's a bear.
Oh wow, where'd you win that?
It just like you throw a baseball at some kids, and
Oh.
I did a particularly good job throwing a baseball at some cans. Knocked all of them over. Won a bear. Named him Ivan, and now I'm having a great time.
Hell yeah.
Привет, Ivan. Herman will say.
Hey.
Well, I think we're here to take some photos, right?
Are we doing it? Is it? We reached that time of day. Theater, you're going to be in them, right? He goes, this is a team activity, so yes, I would say. But these should be for private use. You never know who could hack into their systems.
You can be in the back if you want.
My identity is thoroughly covered. I'm not concerned about that. It's just you never know the security of. I'm even not sure that just a simple non-disclosure agreement is enough to protect. I feel like there might already be some massive amount of paparazzi waiting outside for us to. Monarch goes, "Oh, hush it! Come on, that's what we have the buses for. Fly right out here, not have to interact with anyone." So what if a couple pictures come out, right, of superheroes in training on a roller coaster. What's the worst that can happen? Come on.
I mean, we are about to be public in about a month, so
That is true. I mean, depending on who's going to be entering, but no school stuff, right? We're not talking about school stuff. We're either talking about Gonberries or we're talking about me. Only two options.
Lol.
that's generally how I'm going to live my life from now on. So let's continue with that and do the picture thing.
Right then. So what you want to do is we got to get in line over there. Normally it's a really long line. It's full of kids. No kids, only us. So
Love no kids.
no line. No kids, no line. So we'll head over there and she brings you guys to I think it should be like a house. I think it's like a constructed miniature house. And maybe they've constructed some little sort of hill environments around it. So it's like a little miniature Gonberry farm surrounding the house. And there's like a hand painted sort of Winnie the Pooh style wooden sign above the door to the house that says Barry's house. And the line just goes up to the door. But again, there's no line right now.
Cute.
There's just a sort of attendant outside, like waving you guys in. And as you guys step inside, you see that there are all of these sort of pictures and snapshots of different celebrities who have come here
Jack Lopez.
and like taken picture. There should totally be a picture of Jack Lopez with Barry the Bobcat. Yes. So yeah, there are just all these pictures hung up of different people that Barry the Bobcat has met, shaking hands with different people. Yeah.
Prestige.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
heroes too, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
Pantheon?
a prestige one. No Pantheon.
Fancy?
Ooh.
No,
Damn.
Pantheon.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been funny to see like an old one from like 100 years ago.
It would be
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. And it is kind of cozy. Like the place has been constructed in a way where it sort of looks like a lived in by a bobcat thing. And it's like it's kind of the running joke here is the bobcat lives here. So I could tell you the lore of Barry the Bobcat, but if you guys go on the minecart ride, then I think that would be when I tell you the lore because it teaches you it through the story. It's up to you guys. I could tell you now, or Monarch could tell you,
I
or
think
you'll learn it there.
Monarch telling us is really would be the funniest.
Yeah.
Should she tell you on your way over there
Yes.
as you're going to meet him? Okay. She goes, okay. So it's so cute. It's so cute, you guys, right? So the story of Barry the Bobcat, right, is that you know how see there's like hills everywhere. So there's like actually a bit of a bobcat problem around here, but they're not like really bobcats, but they look so much like bobcats they didn't bother naming them a new thing. Like early on in Paragon, like settling symphony days, there's like that thing of like we're going to name the animal that looks like the animal we're used to with a new name, or we're just going to name it what functionally we know it. Bobcat was one of the ones, right? It's just a bobcat. I mean, look at it, right? It's just a bobcat. I mean, he's purple, but you get the idea, right? So they ran with that, right? So they were having an issue of the bobcats coming in and like messing with the farm and stuff, and so they created this character out of it. And so Barry, right? Barry, he was a bobcat who was coming in, who was eating the berries. So he is a vegetarian bobcat. And so they made a deal with him. And so Nora DeMarco, right? She's the one who founded it because the Gonberry was sort of discovered by her mother, who was like a botanist and like an explorer, and then she would cook all the recipes. So Nora grew up eating the food, right? So she was there, right? So that's a little backstory, right? And you see, she's going like 1,000,000 miles an hour. She's all over the place. She's going right. So she kind of came up with this idea, right, of Barry. Right? So that's the context, right, of all the different recipes. So Barry, right, he wanted the berries. And he ate so many of them that his fur turned purple, and that's why he's purple.
Oh.
Kind of like flamingos, right? When they eat shrimp and then they get pink. Is that right? I got that right?
I think that's science.
Yeah, it sounds right to me. Yeah. So right. So he eats the Gonberries, he turns purple. So they made a deal. He makes a deal with Nora DeMarco and the other people who work here making the park. And the deal is that in exchange for keeping the other bobcats away and teaching them not to steal from, Gonberry Farms and not to like, prey on animals who live here in the petting zoo area. Yeah. In exchange for that, he sort of works here and gets to eat as many gonberries as he wants. So that is the story of Barry the Bobcat. Isn't that great? That's like the cutest thing you've ever heard.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
And it kind of draws a narrative line through the pirates as well, where
Doesn't
he
it?
learns how to steal, or not to steal, and then he teaches them how not to steal and share. That's profound.
I'm telling you, this whole place is literature.
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 Literature. Wow.
Wow.
Incredible. Incredible.
And now we're in his house.
Now we're in his house. I'm gonna meet
I
him.
The
know.
hallowed halls.
God, I've been a million times and it never gets any less cute. And you get to the front of the line, and Barry, who doesn't really speak, even I think in the pirate show, when he's convincing the pirates, he does it without speaking.
Pantomime,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So he comes up to you, and immediately Monarch goes and just gives him the biggest hug ever. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Oh, I'm doing it in the costume, and Monarch, you don't know me, of course. I don't know why you would, but I'm a massive fan of your work. And he goes, just kind of like, oh, he kind of
Stop.
gestures. And he goes, and he gestures to the group. She goes, yeah, no, we're all taking pictures together. I've been taking pictures with every group all day, and you're last on the list. So come on, let's go. Let's do it. And you come together and you take this picture with Barry the Bobcat.
Yay.
Let's pose.
Jeremy only has one arm, so
Vogue. Yeah.
Oh, wait, can we do another? Is there a limit? And Barry goes,
We gotta do a silly one.
and she goes, right. And her wings
Shit.
erupt out the back of her.
Oh
her
my
hair goes into that orange fire and her eyes light up. Barry the Bobcat is like it can't emote. It's just a big mascot, but it like takes a step back and then he goes, like he does a big nod and then steps forward again cautiously as Monarch in her full Monarch form, radiant, like orange light filling the room, and that orange glitter that she leaves behind when she's using her power just sort of lightly dusting the ground and then dissipating off because it's just light particles. It's just hard light particles. She is floating above and behind Barry with her arms out and her wings fluttering.
I put my hand around Scott for this one. And yeah.
I think he turns into a regular bobcat.
I'm holding him as a
Oh my
bobcat.
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can Bibi and Jeremy do the on the knee squad pose where they're
Yes.
clasping hands? Hell yeah.
Yes.
PvP's finest.
Yeah,
PvP
hell yeah.
finest.
Excellent. And Teatro and Matryoshka, I think she brings the teddy bear in and she's trying to find a good position to have it. And she can't quite find a way. And there's like time is running out because the picture's going to get taken. And Teatro, without words, just reaches over and grabs the feet and holds them up for her. And there's a moment where she just looks at him and then she shakes her head and smiles and the picture is taken.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Bobcat.
Wow, very good.
Thank you.
Now give us our prize, kitty man. And Bibi holds out her card.
He does like a big sort of mock belly laugh. And then he walks over to where should he keep the thing?
Under
Gotta
his
be
bed.
something really funny and cute. Where?
Under
His bed. Yeah, okay, sure.
That's
so
just weird.
yeah, so he under his bobcat, but it's like a big bobcat bed. It's not a human bed.
Yeah.
It's almost like a big dog bed. And he like pulls it up with this dramatic gesture and he looks over and he goes like shh, gesture at you. And then he pulls out some like essentially redeemable QR code things where you can then get the picture. So you all have all the pictures that were taken. And in
Cute.
doing that, it also scans your
Yay.
your thing. And this one Oh, it's got to be big. It's got to be like the best one, the most important food item. Any ideas?
Gonberries, like just gonberries, straight up,
Just
Uh,
a basket of like a
or like
wicker
the
basket full of
jam.
them.
roasted bobcat with a gonberry in its mouth.
Oh my
No,
god.
that's fucked up. That wasn't an actual suggestion.
I mean, a big bottle of the jam is pretty good. Like the biggest size they sell at the stores or something.
Mhm.
What if we go full circle and it's just a bunch of jam and toast?
Yes, yes,
Ah.
yes.
We love
So
narrative
it's the
arcs.
simplest one. You
Yes.
expect it to be the
Yeah,
biggest,
yeah.
most extravagant, but it's like the purest form of
Mhm.
this food and like how it is originally enjoyed. I think that's kind of beautiful.
It's like
Mhm.
poetry, you know. It rhymes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unironically,
Hell yeah.
yes. So you all head outside, knowing that all there is left to do as the sun is starting to go down is to head over to Munch Mountain and have dinner and then cash in all of your secret menu items that you have acquired. And as you start making your way over there, Monarch walks with you and she goes, I think this was the best birthday ever.
Yay.
Yet.
Oh,
Oh,
love the sentiment.
I've got big plans brewing for 25.
wow.
That is a good number. It's like round, multiple of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Halfway to 50.
So, Promes. Promy. Theus. Jay.
That's good. I think we were all
me.
searching for a nickname, but that's the best one.
What exciting little tidbits do you have planned? Something fiery? Like literally.
Well,
Can it be done while we're all eating?
no.
Oh.
Yeah. I
Well, I'll
was
do it then. I'm hungry.
okay. Well, it's over by the pier one. So
Pier 1.
Important.
pier one. The pier one.
Well, we can like BB makes meaningful eye contact with I don't know what that means.
He's tapping his scouter.
Oh, gotcha. Well, we can make our way over to Munch Mountain, or we can come see the show, whatever. I think actually BB sidles up to you and says this, so it's not wildly awkward.
Paramount
Do you want us to come with you?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I planned this, I think.
Oh, all right. Herman, what are you doing?
Paramount, as their final tasting card purchase, got a Gonberry syrup filled churro and is just watching this happen and taking bites.
Yeah, well, I think we all gotta watch Hermione eat this churro over here, so we'll catch up with you guys at Munch Mountain. I gotta redeem this last card, the thing. I think Silhouette. Like Silhouette, you want something too, right? Right?
She looks meaningfully at Haramon, knowingly at Haramon,
Mhm.
and then at Jeremy and goes, I don't know. I mean, I could see a show too. And she looks at Haramon for like, what do I do here?
Well, here's what we'll do. We will redeem all of the items that we are deserved so that when the show is over, we can just have the feast of the redeemed things. So we'll meet you guys at Munch Mountain. Yeah, we'll see you two later. And Hermon takes the like final bite, and it's kind of forceful.
The misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Jeremy will then turn and make his way to the end of the pier because he's got to do this shit, and he's totally not shitting his pants.
When you try to wingman one homie and you fuck over another homie by accident, we head off.
So as they get to like the end of the pier, Jeremy will turn around and say to Monarch, so I don't know what you're expecting, but I hope that you enjoy it. I figured out that I'm not really good at getting people gifts, but I'm good at doing things for people as gifts. So just give me a second. And he'll take out his phone and he'll push a couple of buttons. And then this soft, like upbeat, like poppy electronic track will start playing. And then on like the Ferris wheel, that like overlooks the pier, there's like this like shower of sparks that starts coming down, and it starts out like at a deep orange, and then it goes into like a nice like white gold, and he'll use his firepower to control it to make it into the shape of an M, where it like goes out and then it curls around the bottom, and then from the shower of sparks butterflies will come out, and then on each of the little like dock posts that hold the docks up, like little like pixies with butterfly wings will appear from like on top of them from the butterflies, and like from the furthest one, from the end of the dock to the closest one, it's like a history of like fashion, so they're all wearing different sorts of like dresses and stuff. Starting at the very end, they're like wearing flappers, and then, as I'm not really good at fashion, but Jeremy researched this, yeah, it'll go forward through time and fashion and what have you, and they're just kind of voguing along with the music, and then yeah, using that, the flames around him as soft light, he says, yeah, happy birthday, Monarch. I hope you like this. And if you have anything you want to see, just let me know and I'll make it for you.
She is a loud thing watcher. So the entire fashion history segment, she just starts rattling off the most academic stuff you have ever heard her say. And like it's a lot. For like, she knows so much, and I'm not role playing it because I don't know about fashion history, but there's like an encyclopedia of knowledge, and she knows things that even you did. Like, you're just projecting these things, right? Not even based on a real knowledge of them that Jeremy has, and she is saying real stuff that's not even like represented in it, you know, or even beyond what's there. And by the end of it, she goes, you know, there has been so much buzz about you. And, you know, a good gossip is fun. Everybody loves a good gossip. And those who say they don't are lying. But I'm perfectly happy to admit that I do not know Jeremy Johnson. Not really. I certainly don't know Igneous. Oh, you know, seems like he's dead, so who cares? But I do hope that I could be friends with Prometheus, because he seems very sweet.
Hey, that's more than I could hope for. And can I just say, a bit selfishly, thanks for letting me use my power to create something beautiful one last time.
Last? The fuck are you gonna do?
Oh, right. I haven't told many people. Yeah, I'm gonna be sticking around this area for a little bit.
You getting a job here?
Well, not here, but on Symphony. I'll be in Stonekeep, but
Oh shit. Wow. Were you coming back?
yeah, I'll come back. Just need to sort some things out. A lot of stuff happened, but this is your party.
Hey, look, all right, I can fly, but I don't see everything. I mean, I've lived in the city my whole life, really. I've not been out here too much. I mean, I've been to, all my places, but I don't know, life I've lived, I've not traveled out. But you lot, you and Team Pantheon, you've got this buzz again, and you've seen so much, and so much has happened to you that I barely understand, if I'm honest. And it's made me think that maybe like I should try to look outward, like we all should, you know. And if that's true, I would say the rest of the world deserves, even needs, beautiful things even more than we in the city do. I mean, old things are wonderful, but I love this place because it changes too. Because it always feels the same as it did when I was a little girl. When I'm an old lady and my bits are dangling around my ankles, it's still going to feel like this. It's still going to be beautiful. So, I don't know. Don't just go burning shit all the time, right? Sometimes it can be like a little birthday candle. Be careful out there. You got a lot of friends, even if you don't see it. Eh? And she does give you a little kiss on the cheek. She goes, now, come on now. You've got a lot of desserts that were rightfully earned.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Let's go. Oh wait.
Oh, you know her
Ooh.
lipstick is sealed to high heaven. None of that shit gets on you.
Jeremy will look at the Ferris wheel and be like, "Ooh, actually, you go on a bit ahead. I actually need to make sure that I set up turning that thing off correctly. I kind of rushed that job. Yeah, go on, go." And he will actually, this is not like a bit or anything, or like he's feeling sad. He legitimately like flies up to the Ferris wheel and like checks if he can turn it off.
Yeah, you can. You totally can. And she's going to fly as well. Instead of walking, she flies over to where everyone has already gathered outside. I think there are all of these tables. And so I think there is like a birthday table. There's like a long table where it very much looks like a birthday party at a restaurant. But it's outside under the moonlight, reflecting off of this beautiful theme park, knowing that there is this clear rushing water nearby, and this beautiful, huge world that's being celebrated, even just by this one little place. As the bright colors of all of your costumes light up the night as you're eating your root beer barrel cake, saving the rest of your pie in the box, and your huge brisket sandwich thing, and like all of these spoils that you have gathered. And you see other people that like have done it too, because this is a hero school and everyone is determined once they're given a goal. So there's just like more cakes and pies and brisket sandwiches than they can even eat. Your teachers are gathered around, but they're at their own table. And there is this sort of gradient of you guys and students and heroes, and then the echo of what you are yet to become and what's come before. In a strange way, the heroes themselves kind of represent the same thing this park does. Past, present, and future all sort of coming together as one, sharing something special. Are there any last musings that the party wants to make note of before the night winds down?
I have a smash cut thing to end us off, but if anyone wants to go before that.
Me also as well. It's like as we're leaving and we're doing the shopping,
Oh, okay.
of the outside
Um,
shops.
uh-huh.
Yes.
Well, in some reality, this episode ends with BB standing up with a piece of toast in her hand, going, "I want to make a toast," and that's all. That's what I was imagining a smash
That's-
cutting off of that.
Really good.
I think then we see Silhouette getting them goddamn jelly beans
she does get
finally. And then Haramon is looking at all the stuff, and there's like a gift basket sort of section with different variants of types of gift baskets, and Haramon gets the biggest one, which has the most stuff in it. And it's like sort of like a tall one, so there's like stuff on a little hill, essentially. And we just see sort of like in like what is to be interpreted as Haramon's thoughts, but made visual, of Haramon putting different vials with little ribbons on them and little notes attached. And we see a couple of the notes. We see Fortress and Tantris and Pantheon and Dr. Lim. And that sort of flashes back to the present as Haramon smiles at this gift basket and walks it over to check it out with the cashier.
I forgot about one thing that I put in the beginning part of the episode.
Mhm.
I think at some point BB walks by Troubleshooter and doesn't stop to talk, but drops a little package by her, and she opens up. Yeah, when she opens it up, it's a sheriff's badge, but all it says on it is trouble. And that's it.
She takes it and she half smiles. There's still something there behind her eyes. It's not anger anymore, not really. Or if it is, it's not directed at you. It feels like she doesn't really have the energy to talk about it either, even if she may want to. She looks at it, and her reaction does crack through, and that half smile is illuminated.
And BB just walks back to her table. Jeremy?
Jeremy, I think Jeremy will walk over to the Blakes, and he'll thank him for the day, and also he'll apologize for taking their hero outfit and then running off to the desert and joke about that with him.
Mhm.
And you just see them all kind of laughing about that.
Yeah, from them, you'll get nothing but support, honestly. And your laughter sort of echoes across this space, ringing in this new sort of era for you all, knowing that what is to come in the coming year, it'll be bright no matter what happens. You have this group here, this path forward. Much of the darkness has been cleared. And no darkness down the line can dull this now. And that is where we end First City Annual number 2.
Yay!
You guys, that was so much fun.
Yes.
I love that. I'm really hungry. now.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Hell yeah.
I want to go get a burger.
Like an actual
Oh,
burger.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, but it's all stormy and I'm gonna make ramen.
Stormy ramen is pretty good.
Yeah. All right, gang. So we will see you guys in volume 3. I think this sets the tone really nicely. It gradients us into this bright future that we all have to wait for. And in between, we have some other surprises for you that I am also very excited about. So stay tuned for that. Announcements to come. Until next time, keep it super delicious with berries.
Hey.
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 Bye.
Bye.